I would like to apologize to Disney, Marvel, Whedon, and the entire cast of the Avengers for, I read on the paper that our event ruined the attendance of their thing. That's assuming all I could, they said it was the fight, and we had Michael Ravenshadow fight a man dressed as a chicken downstairs, and everybody really enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was going to mess up you guys' opening weekend. So for that, I'm very sorry. Thank you. I would like to apologize.
Oh, it happened again. All right, there we go. Finish, please.
I fucking hate you. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Zombies. You are listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 145 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture. It is navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters, we drink booze, we win championship belts, and we've been known to drive men into masturbatory bliss during our live shows.
Yeah, we did.
We're
That
doing
was
it.
you,
We're kind of doing it right now.
That was you, Raven Shadow.
What are you fucking talking about?
Raven Shadow was
Jerking.
he was burking it.
No, I wasn't. I was standing alone in the corner.
You were jerking off in the
Exactly.
corner.
Like the fucking Blair Witch.
Yeah.
I want to know when Monster
Oh,
Zero.
is that what that guy was doing at the end of the movie? I didn't know that.
I want to know when Monster Zero left, because when I got off stage, I didn't see him.
Dude, I was absolutely passed out. I was so fucking tired.
I wish you were passed out.
Yeah.
I was so fucking tired.
I've been
Oh
awake
my
for like
God.
3 days, and you gotta talk to me about time.
Yeah, I am.
You are a lazy fucking dude.
Dude, just because I don't stay awake as long as you do doesn't mean that I'm lazy.
Did you say doo-doo?
Twice a year, you gotta stay up, sir. Twice a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Listen, just because, forget it. I'm already sick of these two.
Hey,
What did I do?
Yeah.
say it then.
How like this? We're sick of you.
Yeah.
You and your stupid fucking hat.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me. You look like Shemp Howard's retarded brother, and you talk about my hat.
Yeah, I am.
Your hair looked good over the weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You look like what was it, Loverboy? Like lead singer Loverboy?
did.
Yeah.
I actually look like the drummer of Def Leppard, but with one extra.
I meant Monster Zero, but sure. No, it was good. I thought,
I thought you meant Dynamo. His hair looked good.
yeah.
You
Who
didn't
are you
think so?
talking about? Me or him?
You.
Me. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he had a nice full patent shirt. Those have been fashionable.
Well,
forever.
well. See, the thing is that I mean, before we got on the air tonight, he had to style his hair, and here he is referencing my hair,
Why don't you say
and
something?
I got awesome hair.
You all right.
It's
good.
I thought you were referring to Dynamo's hair because I think Dynamo's hair looked pretty good. He was rocking a fucking bandana.
You look good too, yeah.
Robert Smith here.
Yeah.
Everyone looked really good. It's a good looking stage,
Yeah, everyone.
good looking floor.
I don't know about that. I made him put so much smoke I couldn't see how many people weren't there.
Yeah, I thought we could smoke at the Lucky Dog again. I lit up. I'm like, oh, it's like fucking 2002 all over again.
So
How long in the Deadites did you stay? Because you realize that's what you're there for, right?
It's
you're
you.
talking to me.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking to me? Yeah, the guy that left
was,
early.
I was 5 songs in.
Wow.
What a fucking,
Wow.
what a traitor.
How long did we play?
2 hours.
What a traitor.
About like 20 songs, maybe.
A lot of songs. No, I told Doc and Dead though.
Are you
We haven't
upset?
played that in about 20 years.
No, we played a couple years ago.
Remember?
No, yeah, we played a couple years ago.
Yeah, because you dedicated it to him.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I remember. I wrote it down. It's in my book.
Oh, Belial Lovett's hanging out in the chat room.
Oh, Belial.
He says, come on, guys. Wolfie's hair is nice, too.
That's right. Ooh, Belial, why don't you stay a while? Love it.
By the way, Belial, I didn't forget about you, but it is the booker of the Lucky Dog's birthday, and he pretty much got off stage the other day and went away. So,
Went away?
yeah. I don't know where he is.
It's good.
So we have some exciting stuff coming up tonight. This intro's got to be quick because we have Well, no, it's got it because Raven Shadow was fucking combing his hair for 15 minutes.
You just watch the hair.
He hit the hair.
You know, I work a long time on my hair, and he come over and he hits it.
But the thing is
he
that
hits my hair.
he puts headphones on and
I
pushes
know.
it back.
I know.
You're like Imus when he puts the fucking cowboy hat on, and then he puts his fucking headphones
No,
on.
but there's times I take it off and I
It's more
just, you know,
assness.
it's nice. Say something nice about my hair. I know that guy.
It used to be nice when it was long.
That's true.
It
It was.
fucked up our show. Is that nice?
What? My hair?
Yeah.
I fucked up your show?
This show now.
Oh. But April 2nd at the Lucky Dog, it wasn't the problem.
April 2nd,
When was the show?
May 2nd, a couple days ago, my
Yeah,
friend.
show
May
was good
5th.
too.
It was yesterday.
There's a lot of traffic.
Who's next, Johnny?
So tonight we are going to review the flick, the thriller flick from 2014, The Loft,
The movie Loft.
the movie Loft, with what was that guy's name?
Dana Hershey.
That's
Dana
right.
Hershey.
So we're going to review the movie
Who I,
Loft
when
with
as a
Dana
kid,
Hershey.
thought was Batman from the 66 TV show.
They have kind of like an Adam West vibe to him.
And then if you're watching live around 10:30, we have a special treat. And Dynamo, do you want to talk about it? I feel like you should hype this one up.
So I'm very excited to have one of my favorite 90s, ghoulishly awesome 90s punk ska band on tonight. The frontman of said band, Evil Presly, and the frontwoman of Black Cat Attack. We have a double dose of punk rock awesome tonight. We could have interviewed one on one night. We could have interviewed another on another night. But no, we're going to punk it up tonight. Which may be the most un-punk rock thing that I've ever said in my entire life.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be a lot of fun. So
And we've never met these guys. So normally when we have guests on, there's a kind of like, it's not an interview process. It's just kind of a shooting a shit sort of process and, getting to know somebody over there, setting up the show and stuff. But this will be the first time.
we've had an influx of, I'm not judging here, but we've had an influx of Indian people wanting to join the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Oh, you what?
No.
no. I
just have a question.
No.
I think it's valid.
You're
What?
going to say something racist.
No, I'm saying, is it terrorist or teepee?
What?
What?
What kind of Indian?
Oh,
You fucking idiot.
I didn't invent it.
Yeah, you just fucking spread it.
You know what? You know what, Raven Shadow? You sound better when you're away from the mic.
Oh,
I feel that you sound better.
You're saying this is better?
Yep.
Listen,
Well,
you can't embarrass me tonight.
listen to the groups that he's a part of. He's a part of Earn Money on the Internet. Make easy earn money online. Earn money online with internet is possible. Online job on the internet. Earn money. Should I let him in?
Does he almost spend money?
Can we? Let's interview him.
Yes. Sorry, Ravi. I've ignored your request.
I know the answer.
What?
Man, my double gulp is exquisite tonight.
You haven't had one of those in a long
Exquisite?
time.
Yeah. Listen, will you shut that dick warmer you got on your head up right now and just fucking let us do the show?
Why don't you take it up the Dana Hershey Highway?
Oh my God.
You know, I wasn't going to say
Dick
anything,
warmer.
but Raven Shadow did it for just about everybody in the room.
What?
What?
Bring up the exquisite.
You?
I heard it, but I didn't say anything.
About
So-
name pronunciations of things?
yes, I am.
It's going to be a good show.
I got fucking...
This from a guy who could say maglufabits but can't even say librarian.
Yeah, well, I got the R&R Express next to me. For this time it stands for racist and retard.
So we have to cut this intro a little short. Well, actually, a lot short because
down to about
normally
50 minutes.
Yeah, normally they go from 45 minutes on, but I think we got about a few more minutes to do the intro. But we're gonna get to all that cool stuff. We're gonna talk about the Loft. We're gonna talk to Evil and Val, and I don't know. We got a couple voicemails as well, so I don't know if we're gonna have time
I'm
to
super
talk.
excited. Val, if you've never heard Black Cat Attack, imagine our own lovely Oracle ripping it up over some...
Never giving a fuck.
Yeah, and never giving a fuck at all. Over some great heavy rock and roll jams. Like, I mean, I guess that's what she does in real life when she's not with us, but not this like punk tinged.
Do you guys want to hear a little bit?
I would love to.
Let's hear it.
All right, let me see. You want to hear Vampires of Planet X, or do you want to?
It doesn't matter, man. Just play whatever.
Or Phaser Set to Thrill.
Ooh.
Let's hear Phaser Set to Thrill.
All right. This is Black Cat Attack with Phaser Set to Thrill from their album Bright Side of the Moon. It's pretty rocking, right, Raven Shadow?
I like it.
You digging that lead guitar?
I dig it the most.
You see this album cover?
Yeah, look,
hungry.
it's a pizza, right?
Yeah, it's a piece of
Okay,
pizza.
that's what I thought.
So Black
Is it
Cat,
a girl?
yeah, Black Cat Attack is known as a death punk band from Oshawa, Ontario, Canada.
Oh. I dig it. I like it a lot.
So Black Cat Attack tours with the Independents a lot, right, Dynamo?
Yep, and they will be stopping courtesy of the next Dynamira joint. They'll be stopping at Ralph's Chadwick Square Diner in Worcester, Massachusetts. But the Independents have a real cool show coming up before that I'm anxious to talk to those guys about. Black Cat Attack is a new band for me, but I am quickly falling in love with them. The Independents I first heard on a little Misfits of Ska compilation many years ago with the jam Bloody Night, Bloody Knife. So super excited for this. The Independents are also touring buddies of my children.
Of your children?
Yes, of the Pathetics.
Here's a little bit of the Independents. This is Legion of Doom is the name of this track.
Nice.
We played a little bit of this jam. Get you psyched up for later. So it looks like, yeah, it'll be May 20th Dynamo at Ralph's with Black Cat Attack. They're also going to be May 22nd in Providence.
Right. You know, whenever you hit Necronomicon, it's always the aim low, you'll never be disappointed point of the tour.
Yep.
So.
So there you go. There's a little bit of the Independents.
I dig it.
Awesome. Looking forward to talking to Evil and Val. It should be a good time.
Yeah, what I really want to talk about is we don't really have the opportunity, like, to talk to people outside of our circle. And though our net
To talk to people, period.
yeah, and though our net is cast far, it's just going to be interesting to talk about what led some other people down the path to do what we do, and that's create spooky music. So
Yeah, absolutely. That's the one thing I'm really curious about is to get some of the influences, some of the films that they really enjoy, and some of the things that just influence their music in general. So that definitely should be pretty interesting.
yeah, and I think that they have like a cool, like a very cool like Deadites thing going on, because the bass player Brian also does vocals.
Yep.
So again, that's another thing that kind of brought they're not going to know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to bring it up to them. But that's another thing that brought the Oracle comparison to me, because she does the same thing in her and her husband's band. Like it's very similar to me. That sort of like screamy attack, and then having that very lush, kick-ass female vocal come in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So very cool stuff. Looking forward to that. That'll be, if you're listening live, around 10:30-ish p.m. Eastern. If you're listening to the podcast, that'll be about an hour and 10 minutes in. But don't jump forward. You don't want to do that. You don't want to miss anything. Let me go ahead and introduce everyone, because I have yet to do that. We'll do it really quickly. I am Johnny Wolfenstein, the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio and the Deadites. We also have the immortal gunslinger, singer, lyricist for the Deadites, the man who lost his pants, with 10 minutes left to go in the show, down on Mars.
There were people yelling for it. I don't care what those broads say.
You kind of have to do it now, right?
Yeah, and like, you know what? Most of the dames that were complaining about it, like, I've seen y'all naked, so. I'm just playing into. I was called sexist all weekend, so I'm just playing it up now.
Dames.
Yeah, you are sexy.
Not just this weekend. You've been called that for a while.
Yeah, whatever.
Dames.
Only by dumb people.
Me and T-Dog?
No, T-Dog just doesn't know me well enough, and you're dumb.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So we also have, I forget the order here. We also have no Tiny this week. I don't know where the fuck Tiny is. We saw him at the show. It was nice to see him at the show, but did anyone talk to him about where he's been?
We bought men with our hats tickets today. I saw him
Is that what that 94 long chat was about that I haven't yet to look at?
Maybe.
So no Tiny. Did anyone ask him where he's been? Did you guys even see him?
No, he wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I don't
Yeah, he
blame
was
him,
kind of quiet.
Yeah, no, he talked to Monster Zero. I fucking overheard like Monster Zero selling us all down the fucking river.
What?
Tiny, you gotta come back to the show. These guys don't know anything about movies.
I never said that.
You gotta come back to the show.
I do say he's got to come back to the show, but I never said you guys don't know anything about movies.
Yeah, it was much less nice what you said.
I say nothing but very nice things about almost all of you.
Almost. All right. We also have the chain smoking, hand kissing, baby shaking, hot pocket loving, comic book reading nerd, the official smoke machine for the Deadites, Michael Ramone.
That's right, Johnny. I am the grown-up boy wonder, hitting those
What?
skins like the god of thunder.
Like the gauze of thunder?
The gauze of thunder.
The gauze of thunder.
I don't think it's necessarily the plagiarism that's worse about you. It's your subjects that you steal from.
Who did I steal from?
I don't know. You did not. What skins are you hitting?
I wrote that.
His own.
Yeah, you didn't really write that.
I did write it as a song.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, want to hear it?
No.
I'll tell you.
Nope.
I got to like it. Oh, the lyrics.
Nope.
That was some old Booyah Fusion stuff.
Booyah Fusion.
Yeah.
I, for some reason, knew that was a thing, but I don't know what it is.
It was the name of the band and the style. Perpetual Booyah.
A fusion of what?
Booyah.
Full color booyah.
Yeah.
Man, this is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
It's like they're hopped up on caffeine or something, and they're being wild and crazy.
It's exciting.
So we got a little bit of feedback from last week
Ooh.
about everyone was talking about how brutal Stephanie was to all of us.
She was mean, man.
And she was, yes, even mean to you, Dynamo, even though you don't
Yeah.
remember it. She's probably most mean to you, actually.
She's
Actually,
never
yeah.
mean to me. That lady loves me.
She must have been on her period or something.
Whoa,
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
Holy
What?
shit.
What?
That was
What
a
a
little,
dick.
It took a turn.
I bet you she wasn't. She just doesn't like dumb people.
Wow.
Why do you have to make everything awful? You treat this show like you treat sex. You ruin everything.
Hey, I got to stay consistent.
Well,
A job worth doing is worth doing right.
Eat more fiber. Don't fuck up our show.
Oh, hey, we have
Oh,
Myra is in chat.
Hey!
Myra looked like $1 trillion at this show,
Yeah. Yeah, she looked fantastic.
and she was matched by the $1 trillion of her Foxy co-host.
Boy,
I wanna-
you and
That was Michael
Kiss.
Raven. Oh, no.
Hey.
Sorry, it wasn't you.
Hey,
No, I'm honest.
I had a
Sorry.
nice outfit, too. Myra and I.
Next time you pick two perfect tens and get somebody as cool as Jeanette and Myra up on stage.
Yeah,
But
no,
you
it's a-
won't because you don't have any friends and no girls will slow down long enough to talk to you.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. It does.
Oh, Snoop.
What did Myra say?
Myra says, "No worries, Monster Zero."
No worries, Myra. None at all.
Hey.
Hey, you
can't-
shut up,
You
red
can't use
shirt.
that. What'd you? Red shirt?
Fucking Tony Monero over here. Shut your fucking mouth. Drink your beer, smoke your cigarettes, and shut your pie hole.
Jesus Christ. Skip who's next, Johnny.
No. We also have
Why Evolution did.
He's thinking. I can see the gears turning.
Good show.
We also have the vulgar guru of horror, cast member of Morbid Vision Films, contributor for Horror Hound magazine, Monster Morbid Tales 0.
Yeah.
You did some. You
Yeah,
did some shooting, right?
Yeah, we did.
Tell us.
My end of the shooting
I don't want to hear about your end.
is done. I'm done in front of the camera. Now it's just a matter of post-production and
Is this a new film?
Morbid Tales. Yeah,
No, it's still Morbid Tales.
Yeah, and it's it was a good gory shoot. I was cold as fuck, man. I mean, it was. I'm drenched in watery blood.
How's that?
For a
That's
good
different
portion
from
of
a
the
normal Thursday
Oh,
night.
he
House?
must be on his period.
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe I was. I don't know. It would have taken 1,000 tampons to soak up the blood that was all over me.
Jesus Christ.
1,000 hot dogs.
Did you track bears?
So was it good? How would the filming go?
It was good.
Okay.
We
Saw the picture?
I had a huge ass appliance on my face,
saw.
and it's and I'm put on some promotional posters now. So
Whoa.
Is this the movie?
no.
I was gonna say it looks good.
But I'm looking forward to seeing the final product. This is going to be a blast. I really can't wait for it, and hopefully it'll be ready by Rock and Shock. I don't know for sure,
Ooh, nice.
but you know, it's Brian's hope to always make sure that whatever project he's working on is that he has it ready for, you know, by October for the Rock and Shock convention.
Yeah, I spoke with Brian a lot about this. We found ourselves in the same place. Like, we did Rocket Shock last year because it's what we do, but we didn't have any new product to shill. So it kind of felt like, you know, we were just there for, you know, being there.
Yeah, and you know, and we had a blast, and you know, I got paid in Cadbury eggs, which was nice.
Good.
You know, I spent my entire paycheck that night. So
Cabaret eggs and scratch tickets. It's a fucking night.
hey, you know, you gotta, you know, hey, I don't mind. I do it because I do it because I love it. I don't do it for the money. I do it because I really
Oh, of
do
course. I mean-
have a love for.
It's just funny when you say Cadbury eggs.
I feel like your rate is part of the reason you get work.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Hey, I'm the front page rage of the age. You know what I'm saying?
What?
No,
That's better than Architect of Disrespect, I gotta tell you that much.
I thought
Fuck you. You didn't even say that. Say that on
No.
I thought he just said that he's the AIDS of the Planet of the Apes. I'm not even sure what he just said.
Front page rage of the age.
What'd you get bit by
Terrible.
him?
No, because what I said was actually cool, and not.
You just sounded like Patsy there.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. It really is. So,
I'm exhausted, so we gotta just get a move on.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Feel these nipples.
Was that? Wow.
Yeah.
Ow.
Right.
They could cut candy glass.
Get the gauze.
Could. They could.
the
nice.
Goslin?
Ooh.
That gauze?
I love Ryan
What
Gosling
have you
so
got?
much.
What have you
I'm
got?
gonna do some gauze play and dress up as Ryan Gosling this year
Ooh.
for the Rock and Shock convention.
Great, you would look.
You
like,
think I could pull that off?
it would look like Fozzie the Bear in Drive?
Yeah. Why not?
I can think
Why
of, I
not?
can think of about 1 billion reasons why not, but my mouth doesn't let me say stupid and obvious things.
No, because it's too busy sucking Ryan Gosling's dick.
I would.
Wow.
I would do that in a heartbeat. I'm not sure why that's funny or insulting. No. He wouldn't even have to ask.
Hey, girl.
He has,
Hey, a handshake's fine.
he has a normal thing that he says to me when I try to do that. I know it's like our do it now word expression.
Here's Dynamo talking to Ryan Gosling.
Monster Zero has his Soda Stream bottle in his mouth.
Yeah, I really like the ball.
Oh, God.
He's covering the label.
I really like Drive.
The problem is that Ryan Gosling is about 8 million times. Ryan Gosling is about 8 million times more pretty than any girl you've ever been with.
I really like the draft oils in the middle.
It's not. It's not insulting. It's not insulting if I want to do that.
All right, we got to get
I
a
would
move
get
on.
on there and fucking hum the vocoder part of that song. from Drive.
Patrick.
I'd be like right on there, being like, "I want to show you what it's like."
Oh, God.
You.
Hey, Ryan, listen to this.
And even Mendez could sing the backup vocals.
I can sing it too. Listen to this.
I caught a picture of that. Oh my god, this is troubling.
That's an 8x10. That's a fucking 10x13.
Post the size. Yeah.
Somebody get Pola on the phone. We got a new fucking fuck Orson the polar bear. It's like Deep Throat Jones says, drink orange dry.
Get a bozzle and guzzle some.
Get the fuck out of here.
Welcome to the party, Ledge.
Yeah. Ledger's in the chat room. He says, "Why the motherfuck did I decide to tune in? Oh, for fuck's sake!"
You don't get that in Disney World.
All right, we got to move on because we got to get to this fucking review. All right. So, real quick, our friends over at
XSplit.
Go check them out for all your streaming needs. You can find the link on our website. Also, if you're going to purchase anything via Amazon, use the link on our website, trickortreatradio.com. Click on the link, and everything you buy using that link gets attributed to us. It doesn't cost you extra. And Raven Shadow,
It helps keep the lights on.
thank you very much. You can also reach us real quick, Trick or Treat Radio. You can email us, podcast@trickortreatradio.com, Twitter @the Deadites, Facebook. Go check out the Facebook group. It is just do a search for Trick or Treat Radio and go ahead and ask to join, and we'll let you in unless you're. I know I'm not even going to say it because you're going to say something I don't want you to say.
Well,
You're the reason no one listens.
people listening, right? I'm the fucking reason.
You don't even realize how much more offensive you are than even the offensive one.
You are
can't-
so much more offensive than I am.
All right, we're
All
going
right,
to.
hold on a second. Are you sure?
No.
Hey,
So we have
come
a
on,
fucking
come on.
interview to
we
get
got
to later on.
interviews.
All
We got
right?
a review to do. Take it in the bathroom.
You take it in the bathroom.
Ledger says, "Sweet fucking Lord, I need to find a new Wednesday night thing."
Take it in the seat.
Ledger, why don't you
I
listen
can't
to
believe Ku
Ric
Klux
Flair's
Knievel over there
podcast?
told me that I was more offensive than him. Like, I've had people approach me furious about things that you have said.
Well, they're not going to approach you about it if they're approaching you
Yeah.
about something someone else said.
Do you think that my friends hold back and are nice to me at any point?
I don't know.
Like, they're
How
not
much do
gonna,
you pay him?
They're not going to approach him because they don't know him and don't like him in real life.
Well, then they can't listen then. They're not allowed to.
They're not allowed.
If
All right,
we only
we-
had people that liked you listen, we would be doing this podcast for ourselves, and half of us wouldn't be here.
But I thought you said no one listened.
All right, we need to cut to a break. You guys can discuss it in the break. And we need to come back, and we're going to talk about the film The Loft. We'll be back in... Well, actually, Raven Shadow, before we do that, when you watch The Loft, tell folks what you do to get ready.
Oh man, you know I'm gonna pay the bills. I'm gonna pay the bills. Keep the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the plastic off the windows. It's not cold anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It was cold. It was cold in July. But now that it's May, I'm gonna watch some handsome dudes in a little room. Sexy Cyclops. Then I'm gonna strap on.
Do you love a scary story? Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Haunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites. Available on iTunes, Google Music, Amazon, CD Baby, and all other digital distribution sites.
Hey there, this is R.A. Salvatore, call me Bob, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
I'm Ruby Burble.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the Yeti. Telling all the ladies that they couldn't be more fine and that we should knock those boots like Frankenstein. When I want to get my nerd on, I go to Facebook and I go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. That's the place where I get to talk about all the hip new horror movies, all the cool comics,
What comics?
RPGs, video games, you name it, we're talking about shit on there. And you could not be any cooler if you were the coolest kid in school. Be the first kid on your block to swing their cock over at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Trick or Treat Radio, ask to join, and it's like Nerd Nirvana, baby, without the shotgun blast. This is the Yeti, signing out. See you at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at the Deadites, thedeadites.com, and trickortreatradio.com.
The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
We are back on Trick or Treat Radio. I played Ophidian's Charm because the guys in this movie are all a bunch of snakes. Like you, Raven Shadow.
Hey. Except you don't see them combing their hair every
It's true.
fucking 10 minutes.
Did you comb your hair again?
I fluffed it.
What the fuck does that mean?
With what? A Marlboro cigarette?
move
Jesus
on.
Christ.
You're a fluffer? Fluffing your own hair?
Yeah.
All right, so this film, The Loft, from 2014, is rated R, 108 minutes. It is a thriller, and it is directed by Eric Van Looy, and it was written by Bart DePauw,
Badu.
and Wesley Strick. The film stars Karl Urban, a.k.a. Dread, a.k.a. Bones, James Marsden, who, what were you referring to him as?
Sexy Cyclops.
Sexy Cyclops.
Wentworth Miller, who, what's his best role?
He's Captain Cold.
Captain Cold, that's right.
Yep.
Eric Stone Street.
The not so gay husband on Modern Family.
Yes. Cam.
Cam, yeah.
And Matthias Schoenaerts.
You hate gay people.
No, it's his character.
Yeah, but why of all the things that you had to bring up?
Well, that's what he's best known for.
There you go, MZ.
Yeah, he's best known for that. Forget it. It's like the blind leading the fucking stupid.
What?
What the hell is he talking? He's angry. He's
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
pissed
He is
off.
angry.
Let's
All
do
right.
the Boston Marathon joke.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The synopsis we have here: 5 married guys conspire to secretly share a penthouse loft in the city, a place where they can carry out hidden affairs and indulge in their deepest fantasies.
Oh, yeah.
But
we
the-
ought to do that.
Jesus Christ. But the fantasy becomes a nightmare when they discover the dead body of an unknown woman in the loft, and they realize one of the group must be involved. Boom, boom, boom. So originally, the thing that drew me towards this film was this poster. Now, it felt very
Hitchcock.
Hitchcockian.
Hitchcockian.
Yep, exactly. And so that, and it had a bit of a giallo feel to me, which
Yep.
also giallo kind of steals from Hitchcock, I guess, in a lot of ways. So I guess it makes a lot of sense. But with the colors, the way it looked, I've also seen a few other posters for this film that look
I've always felt
terrible.
like Giallo is like Hustler, like Hitchcock. Like, you know, it's like way more sleazy than Hitchcock.
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
dispute
no,
that at all,
and
yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, I was just.
Yeah, just adding
My
to it. I
2
gotcha.
cents.
Yep. Your 2 cents. What's the exchange rate on that? Is it worth like $1?
It's worth more than the American dollar. My 2 cents is about $50.
In Canada, it's about $70, yeah.
Well, we're going to talk to a Canadian later on, so maybe,
wish I
maybe
lived
she
in
can tell
Canada.
us.
Very good.
All right. What my first thought was when looking, when reading the synopsis, I guess I had an idea of how this film was going to play out in my head already, but it didn't play out at all like that. And I actually kind of liked how they started it because they started out with, I think it was with Bones. I forget.
Captain Cold was first on the scene.
Yeah.
You turn your mic off, you idiot.
Don't call him an idiot. He's doing us a favor.
Is it on?
Yes.
You turned your mic off. Thank you.
Captain Cold was first on the scene.
No, but they were weren't they talking to Karl Urban in when they were he was in the police
the
station?
interrogation
Yeah,
room.
interrogation.
Oh, might be. No,
Yes,
no.
yes.
I thought
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because a good portion of this film is told in flashback.
Yeah, and I actually, I know. I think it can. I think it can be frustrating when films do this. I'm not. I don't
generally
really
hate it.
Yeah, and I don't really mind a nonlinear film. Some of the best films in the well, I shouldn't say that, but I mean, obviously, Pulp Fiction, like Memento. I'm just two off the top of my head that don't have a linear story and work really well. That's not to say all of them do, but I think in this case, it was a nice surprise because I thought it was going to be a linear story, and then we sort of find out what happens. But I thought it was interesting the way they did this, although there's zero redeeming qualities to these
Any
guys.
character.
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't pity any of these.
No,
people.
they are like scumbags of the highest
Kind
order.
of Cyclops.
Yeah, he's the only one, but he even was a scumbag at times,
Well, here's the problem with Cyclops: that when you look at those guys,
Sexy Cyclops.
when you look at all those guys together,
Yeah.
you feel like they're all lecherous for all the same reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But Cyclops' wife is like locker room cancer, right?
Well, even their wives were unlikable.
All right, now who's Cyclops? Who's Cyclops? Catch me up with this.
James Marsden, he played
Okay.
he played Chris.
Yes. Okay.
So you haven't seen the X-Men films?
Fuck.
No.
Okay.
Did you watch Avengers yet?
I have it in the player. I haven't started watching it yet.
He's not in that.
He's not going to watch it.
I am gonna watch it. Dude, if I borrow the movie. You know what? Fuck it. Just talk about the movie.
My first thought, though, when we did see Wentworth Miller come on the scene, I don't know why, and I don't know if he was going for this, but he reminded me of a young James Spader.
I thought he looked like Eli. Oh no, sorry.
Eli Roth?
No, not Eli Roth.
David Lee Roth.
I was going to say Elijah Wood was what I meant, but I was looking for.
Frodo.
I think we're talking about different people.
Okay.
He
So-
looks like a completely different person without his glasses too. Now that I'm looking at his IMDb picture,
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
that does work.
he looks like a completely different person without the glasses. He should have been Superman.
What?
He
One thing I got, I thought this was set in another country. Is it because of the...
I wanted to say something before. I
Yeah.
knew he was going to fucking blow it. I knew.
It just
I know what you're talking
out of
about,
time. It looked like it was very... You really couldn't tell what decade it was.
but shut up.
It was timeless, the way they had their iPhone 5s. What I will say, it reminded me a little bit of Suicide Kings meets Very Bad Things. Anybody?
I mean, I haven't seen Suicide Kings. I have seen
Very Bad Things is
but-
kind of easy, right? Like
Yeah.
it shares a whole sentence of the plot synopsis.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So that's like,
So let's
saying that like Moonraker and Star Wars are similar because they both have spaceships.
No.
so to talk about this film, it's hard without going into spoiler territory. So I think we will do a spoiler bit today. But we start. There was someone is dead. There's a woman who's dead in the loft. We don't know who did it. None of these guys are owning up to it. And it's like, okay, well, maybe someone else had access, but no, because they didn't know the security code. So they're trying to figure out who did it. And one of the five guys is missing at the beginning. So they automatically assume it's him. He gets there. They're going back and forth. And I think I like the way that they did the flashbacks because I thought they didn't linger too long on any of them. And they also didn't linger too long on any like long scenes in the loft, I thought. So I thought, for the most part, it was kept fairly interesting, moving along, and giving you these little glimpses. It almost reminded me. I hate to keep bringing up other films, but almost like a Clue, like trying to figure out who done it,
Right.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. That was an interesting.
I agree with you,
Yep.
Wolfie. I feel like on paper, this probably looked like a Hitchcock film, but certainly not in execution. Like I feel like it's like
Yeah.
And that's why I think you are looking for other films that aren't necessarily films that this is as closely related to, because the execution was so different than how it was written.
Yeah, I mean, this is clearly, I think the director was clearly influenced by Hitchcock. Not to say that this is even close to a Hitchcock film, but I think a lot of the camera work and the tension created, I thought was really effective in this.
See, I didn't find it suspenseful. I found it more like films like Death Trap with Christopher Reeves and Michael Caine, I think, was in it.
Okay.
I felt like it was, or even maybe Usual Suspects. I felt like there was a really good, like, candy center here that was worth working towards, but I never felt like I was never engaged to the point of like suspense.
I thought it was highly there was a lot of tension involved. I love whodunits. I fucking love whodunits, and this one.
Yeah.
I mean, it just grabs.
But
me.
I don't think mystery equals suspense. Necessarily.
True. But I think the payoff is
sure
worthy. I think the payoff is worthy of the tension that you're held into for the 100 minutes or 110 minutes this movie is. It holds you.
Oh man.
Yep, that's why we don't have anything nice.
I hope that wasn't an open container.
No, it was my phone.
Okay. So, so I think you're right. Like, I think it built tension the way it was filmed, but I almost feel that it was sort of false tension, because I think he did a really nice job of making you feel that with the camera work and the way the camera, like the edits and the way the camera was sort of panning across the face and stuff like that. I thought there's some really nice touches with that.
You know what I think was the star here, Wolfie?
What?
And I was, and you were probably going to bring this up shortly, so I'm sorry to steal your thunder. I feel like the way they lit a lot of things was really interesting here, because I feel like they made very mundane things seem like there was bad things afoot. Like when they were picking up, there was a scene when they were picking up two women in a hotel in Denver, I think they were. And the way that whole bar was lit, like, made the place look like a den of sin, even though it was like a typical like hotel bar, like it was lit, like, they could have lit that like The Hangover, or just like an afterthought, but like it definitely felt like, in the way they lit the pool afterwards.
Yeah.
Like you definitely felt like there was consequences, like that they had brought themselves to bad places. Like none of these places felt sexy or cool, like, or romantic or fun or whatever else. They had brought themselves to sinister places through their sinister, to steal a Raven Shadowism machinations.
Going down the rabbit hole, as it were. I don't know. I mean, the lighting was really good. I thought the camera work was really, really interesting, especially with where they're all in the loft, in the bedroom, I guess you could say it was, and they're all trying to figure out, who's gonna fess up to this shit, and I just love how the camera does not keep focusing on one particular person, because then that kind of gives you an idea as to who it might have been. What you get is that you get a close up of one actor of one character, and then you'll have like maybe one or two others in the distant background.
Yeah.
And there
The
were
movie's
so many shots
happening
of that
behind them
so
once you
great.
realize what you're looking at. Like it just looks like people in the back doing stuff, but if you go back to watch it, I guess, and you know what you're looking for, pardon me, you're seeing these, you're seeing kind of the resolution of the story like float around you.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh, it's great.
That movie, yeah. We're trying to figure out what we're going to review for next week. So if you hear us talking like, oh, that's a good one, that'll be good. That's what we're talking about.
Who was the girl who played the officer in the interrogation room? She seems so familiar. Was she in anything? She just has that
I'm sure she was in a few things.
I fear saying this with who the other people on this panel are. If they say anything bad, they'll be putting themselves at risk. But she really reminded me of Tiny Wife.
No, I was thinking.
I don't know her well enough to comment on that, but
Yeah, I don't know who she was. So
She looked kind of like Donna from that '70s show, but a little dirty.
No, this
she
girl
was-
was like reed thin.
Detective Huggins, Kristen Lehman was her
Yeah,
name.
She was in some stuff.
She was in some stuff. Way of the Gun.
Yes. Yep. She was. She was the wife of the guy with the white hair.
Oh, it's your boy Ryan
Herschel.
Philippe.
Oh, I
You
love.
were talking about him
Taking
being.
it back, Ryan Phillips.
I did not recognize her though.
I did.
Well, there you go.
So there you go. It's some science. You didn't
Kristen
know that.
Lehman.
Didn't know that, Ledge, did you? I'll learn you. What's next, Johnny?
What was with the? I couldn't help but chuckle when they had the Latin, like the it was drawn in blood.
yeah.
Those Fatums. I don't know. Like I know it's really sophomoric, but I kept thinking. I
You the
kept
bomb
chuckling
with
at
Fatums.
Fatums. Yeah, he was. Affleck was the bomb in Fatums. But yeah, I want to go back to like these guys were fucking scumbags. Like seriously, like
Yeah.
have you guys? I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously we're all friends. Well, most of us are. But like this is a little extreme, right? Is this like something that happens? Like, are there 5 guys that are like this scummy that like need to get a fucking?
If there
Loft?
are, they're not going to tell you about it.
No,
you know,
well, they seem fine telling each other about it.
And I didn't really think they were that friendly. Like it seemed like if they were friends before, something must have happened. Like it just seemed like they were just like waiting for an outlet, and Bones provided it.
Right.
The problem with us is that a lot of my friends, like as close as we are, like take my best friend for instance, we have different priorities. Alexander from Haunting TV was trying to talk to Tiny and I about important movie stuff on stage, and Telelectrics began bringing their synth in. And the people who brought in the synth were 2 beautiful women dressed from head to toe in tight vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Tiny had to stop Alexander and be like, we're not listening to you at all. We're both looking at 2 totally different things, but we're not listening to you at all. So I guess in that way, we do have a loft. It's just full of keyboards.
The keyboard loft. Oh shit, we got Joe DeCanio up in this bitch.
Oh, I would love to hear
Joe says, "Hey, you bitches."
love to hear a film for thought about this one.
Yeah,
I'd like it a lot.
Film for thought. I like it a lot. So, but let me see.
Yeah, you can't sympathize with any of these guys.
No.
There's just no way. So I mean, even when the film does come to a resolution, you still you really don't feel sort of complete, because whoever it is that has done it,
Who done it?
Whoever it is that did it, they get their comeuppance. And the remaining characters are all still scumbags. Nothing about them has changed.
Here's the thing, though. I will still defend Sexy Cyclops here.
Yes.
Because, I mean, Monster Zero and Michael Ravenshadow may not understand his motivations because they're generally on the other side of that relationship.
Hey.
But, he's miserable and doesn't really know, seemingly, like, there's ways to get out of that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But, anybody that's ever been in a relationship, especially one with kids and whatever else, like, it's not easy to just walk away from that relationship. So I feel like he is looking for that other thing, but doesn't.
He doesn't want to lose what he already has.
Right. For multiple reasons, which isn't noble, but it's the difference of people who are fucking for sport in someone who's looking for what they don't have in their relationship.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you are right in that sense that he, if anyone had any redeeming qualities at all, it definitely would have been him.
Smart.
And early on, you get the sense that he is a scumbag, but I think as the movie moves on, you get the feel that maybe he's not as scummy as he was,
He's
or
less
As
scummy.
you once
yeah,
thought.
exactly, less scummy. Yeah,
And he's got some There's family background. There's some issues there.
Yeah. What are those issues?
And I thought the I also thought the character of Marty, played by Eric Stone.
Marty.
The brother.
Eric Stone Street. The one, Marty, the big guy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Marty.
Lose
know,
my
I-
intuitions going up to the loft. Marty!
Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide.
Marty!
Got a special key to get inside.
Trying to get away. Just want a bone, but you're in all the movies made by Captain Cold.
Anyone that gets
And-
that fucking reference should get like
Whoa.
a nickel.
One guy who's not in the chat room.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because he's so well known from Modern Family. And
What part did he play in that show?
Modern Family, he plays the role of Cam.
Okay, good.
The gay one. Did you
Yeah.
did
I
you
wasn't
get that
sure.
before?
Yeah. The other
Jesus.
gay one, by the way. And
Takes two to
which-
tango, right? Should I pull up that picture again?
No, let me
Dynamo
be serious.
wants
Let
to
me be
eat,
serious. Let me be
Dynamo
serious.
wants to eat cereal with Ryan Gosling.
Fucking do.
That's all he wants to do.
I do.
He wants to wrap the hands around each other. And
Yeah. I do.
What, use his asshole as a bowl?
You can't do that.
Oh, yes.
I thought you were gonna gross Dynamo, but no, you actually like that.
I'm not gonna fucking go there.
Because he is so well known on
Family.
Modern Family, and which, by the way, he's also the best actor on that show.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Bar fucking none. That guy is just amazing. I felt it was a little bit heavy-handed, even though they're all scumbags. His character was like king of the scumbags.
Oh yeah,
He was
terrible.
the top of the list. Just talking about wanting.
He was the Raven
fuck-
Shadow of that group.
Pretty
he was
much.
The one that's
He
gonna
was the
get him.
Raven Shadow?
Yeah, he was the one that's going to get him in trouble for having a temper and not being able to control himself.
I mean, because this
talking
is
about?
because this is the same guy who was talking about wanting to bone Philip's younger sister, who
Yeah.
like just turned 20 years old.
Yeah.
And all he talks about is fucking the ass, fucking the pussy, pussy, fucking pussy, and it's such a and with the growth on his face and
What?
hairy
Scruffy
bird,
beard,
the
like
scruffy
beard growth, not like fucking Quato.
yeah.
Quaid.
and and just being a complete womanizer, king of the womanizers. And
Wait, you're talking about Marty still?
I'm talking about what's his name? Marty. Yeah, Marty.
Marty!
He's not the king of the womanizers.
He was the most obnoxious drunk.
Yeah.
He was a very obnoxious son of a bitch.
He's the one we would have found passed out on the Lucky Dog stairs.
But what I'm trying to get at is that it's such a departure from his role of Cam on the show that I felt that maybe that character that he was given was a little bit too heavy-handed to try and like separate himself from the role of Cam in that show. I don't know. That's just my take on it. It was wonderfully played. He was such a son of a bitch. I loved him. But
Of course you did.
I just felt it was a little heavy-handed, and but
I don't know.
that doesn't
I've
take
never,
a-
as someone who's never seen Modern Family, I have
well,
no
you
frame
should.
reference.
You should. He's fantastic in that show.
Okay,
But that's my take on it.
and nobody gives a fuck.
Apparently not. Nobody wants to say anything. But
Crickets.
What did Ledger say
When?
in the chat room?
Which
The bottom one there.
Ledger, this is like staring into the mouth of madness.
Because I'm getting called out here, I want to clarify something. I'm not saying that the what's his name, James Van Cyclops there was noble in his thing, and I'm not 100% agreeing
Who's
with
calling you out?
with Michael Raven. Who do you fucking think?
What'd I say?
The little devil on my shoulder. And I'm
What'd I
not
say?
saying it's 100% like that. Though I see Michael Ravenshadow's point of view that he doesn't want to lose what he has, I think it's more that he's a coward. He could get, like I was trying to say, he could get away from the relationship, but he won't leave the relationship. But
Right.
what he's doing, adultery, and not to say that, I've been Mr. Clean my whole entire life, but adultery is not
Well, you
right.
have hair. That's
Right. It's true. And marriage is a thing. So
I just asked Raven Shadow.
It exists. Yep. This table's a thing.
I don't think it's a good idea, but it exists.
Got that.
But like at the end of the day, he is wrongly dealing with his situation. Where the flip side of this is that these other people are like big game hunters, right?
Pretty much.
And
Yeah.
it's even at the point when they meet the girl who, who isn't, who they're obnoxiously, stating isn't up to their standards. Like, you still got to go home with something, like that's their take on it. Like it's just like a notch in their belt for the night, like you can't not go home alone because that like means that it's like going out into the woods and not coming back with a carcass. And
It's
that's
kinda like-
and that's where they're different from. Well, it's interesting. That's where they're different from Bones, and the guy who is what I imagined Chunk would look like when he grew up. But as you see, the other two characters have different, not any less moral things that are they're like demons that they're attacking here.
Yeah, it's basically a grown-up, game of like what college kids. They try to tag the most side pie that they possibly can.
What the fuck?
Hold on, I want a definition. I actually think I've worked it out in my head on what it means, but I want to hear you explain what.
For the
side
record,
pie means.
you're asking him to explain a joke.
Side
No,
pie.
I don't think it's. I want a definition of it's of a
Side
vocabulary
pie.
word.
It's when you have. It's when a guy has a girlfriend and he gets a little taggy on the side.
Taggy?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Taggy, teabaggy.
I'm
But
impressed.
that's exactly what it is. It's a college game that's apparently grown-ups can play too, and
No, I think
and
having
wealthy
affairs,
wealthy ones at that
transcend
too.
ages.
And wealthy ones. Well, I'm talking about and wealthy ones at that too. I mean the loft itself, the set, the building, the loft itself is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's fucking gorgeous.
Jesus
Nice
Christ.
drapes.
How could you not get laid in a place like
Oh
that?
my God.
I guarantee you that
I guarantee
if
you,
I set
I
you
couldn't
guys,
get
if
laid
I
in a
set you
place
guys
like
up with $10,000 in all the time in the world, you'd come back.
Yeah, give us
still
Believe me,
virgins.
I could be standing outside a woman's prison in a fistful of 50s and a bouquet of dildos, and no woman would come near me. I guarantee you
Say a
that.
bouquet of dildos. Mother's Day's coming.
Yep.
Fellas, order before the show's over. It'll guarantee shipping by Sunday.
Yes. Order on Amazon.
Put in
Click on the
promo
link.
code
Click on the link.
Monster
Order from Amazon.
Use
Get
the
your
promo
wife.
code fucking Monster Zero.
Get your wife, or get your girlfriend, or get your wife and your girlfriend a bouquet of dildos, various colors, shapes, and sizes.
A fistful of 50s and a bouquet of
No, my luck though. If I was to do that, I'd be standing outside a fucking woman's prison with a bouquet of dildos, a fistful of 50s, while wearing a clown costume.
What are they gonna do with 50s in prison?
Nothing. They'll be getting out, you dick.
It should have been pardons.
Pardons. We're losing time here.
Pardon me.
Hey, pardon me, it's a dildo. Forget about you.
I need that fucking soundbite right now. A fistful of 50s and a bouquet of dildos. You don't know snakes from dildos. Oh, God.
Q Buster.
Ledger says, seriously, what the fuck? Hey, Wolfie, do you ever wonder where your life went wrong? I wonder when it's going to go right. Jesus
just did.
Christ. Ooh, Ledger
But
just.
but
He sent us a link. I'm a little afraid to click on
the
it.
tension on this is really.
There's no coming back, sir.
but the tension on this is really good. The tension on this is really good. I really wasn't paying too much to the score, but the cam work was really great. I agree with Dynamo on the lighting as well, especially in the dark areas with the pool and the bar. You could almost smell the bourbon in the bar. That's how well it was lit.
That's me.
Could you smell the bourbon?
No, with Raven Shadow, all I smell is fucking cigarettes.
Yeah, that's right. This is from Ledger. Ledger sent this link. I'll have to post it here.
Jesus, they glow in the dark.
Is that what it looked like, MZ?
I guess.
Why are they walking right past me?
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man.
Okay.
You asking Siri about bouquets?
No, I'm trying to spell it.
Bouquet.
Think like Bisquick, but different.
Yeah, I think that's we're gonna start wrapping this up soon. So, do you guys want to do a little bit of spoiler? Is there anything else you need to say before we go to spoiler?
No.
No.
I don't think we gave any of the story, so I feel like spoilers a bit redundant. But.
No, I think you can't really talk too much about it. You got to the more you peel back the layers.
Yeah, we didn't talk a ton about it, but really that's you're right. That's what happens. Like you just get to peel back the layers of what happened and find out, who done it basically and how it was done. And so but there are a couple things I do want to talk about in spoilers. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's play the spoiler music and then we'll chit chat for a few minutes about the spoiler.
Warning. Spoiler alert. Warning. Spoiler alert.
Mrs. Voorhees was the killer.
Spoiler alert. Warning.
E.T. gets home.
Warning.
You shouldn't clone dinosaurs, you stupid old asshole.
All right, spoiler time.
That might be my favorite one.
Yeah, no shit. All right, so now let's get into the whodunit of this. If you have not seen Loft and you're really interested in seeing it, don't listen to this if you don't want it spoiled. So the one thing I want to talk about is our boy Wentworth Miller, the one with the glasses. I can't remember his name.
Luke.
Captain Cold.
Luke. Yeah, thank you, Captain Cold. Luke. Anyways, with our friend Luke here, I don't know. I thought it was a bit weak. He's the one sort of non-cheater, at least as the story was going on, and then he became the biggest creep of them all, So I'm thinking he was kind of like milquetoast. I know that's a word you like to throw out, MZ.
Yep.
He was kind of milquetoast. Didn't really have a ton going on.
But that was his kink, though. His kink
well,
was...
yeah, we don't find that out until like halfway
White bread baby face.
through, But, the one guy who is the non-cheater, and then he ends up being this probably creeper than any of them, right?
Yeah. Because he has a
Why?
thing. Because he has a thing for.
Because he likes to watch his best friend have sex? Is that weird?
Well, let me put it to you this way.
Well,
You're one of my best friends. Would I want to watch you have sex?
Reason number
Just come home
43,
15 minutes early.
Well, I don't know what you think about Tiny Dynamo, but I don't know what you guys think about
I don't
that.
want to watch him have sex.
With you mean? In the mirror.
Wait, what are we talking about?
We want me Ryan Gosling to have sex.
Oh fuck.
I do want to watch Ryan Gosling have sex with me.
What if a sex tape leaked to him?
It'd probably be me and him, and I.
And you would be the one leaking it.
Because Dynamo posted it on the
gonna,
fib.
It's just gonna be like my head like superposed on Eva Mendes, and I go, look, it was me. And it's gonna look like Game of Death with my big giant head floating out.
One of the things that disappointed me a little bit about this, I thought for a few seconds it was going to go in this direction. I thought this was going to be the women conspiring against the men to fuck them over, and I thought that would have been awesome.
That'd have been a good plot twist.
Yeah,
I
because-
agree. That's what I thought was happening too, and I thought he was saying so.
Yeah, because one of them said something.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Is it
Somebody.
the-
One of them dropped the.
Because
hint that was
Cam
gonna go
gave
there.
it away, and then when
Yeah.
one wife fucked the other one, and she kind of gave it
Yeah.
away. She's like, oh, what if I just go fuck your friend?
Well, Bones
Yeah.
fucked all the wives.
What's
yeah,
what I mean?
and the
like,
sisters and
Damn it! What was his name again? I keep forgetting.
That'd been a good fucking plot twist.
right. I think that would, and it would have, in a way. I don't want to.
Marty.
I guess exists, right? That sort of twisted it around so it became a revenge film. This would have done something similar, and it would have, for me, it would have driven it, because I was pretty engaged in this film with the way it was shot and the way it looked, and even some of the suspense, and that to me would have really kind of put it over the top. I think that would have been a really good way to end things.
We didn't talk about the significance of the woman in the bed either, which is important to this in the sense where
Yeah.
it's the dividing line in the movie. It's the thing that breaks up. It's the more innocently. She's not doing anything except falling in love with the wrong guy, but she's kind of the Courtney Love, Yoko Ono of this situation here, where she's what drives the Captain
wedge.
Cold's already frail state, like to the plot that he hatches here. And by the way, that actress was breathtaking.
Which one? The one that was in the bed?
Yeah,
She must have been Irish.
yeah. She looks. Yeah.
My
that-
penis was Dublin.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
This one right here.
Why do we?
Why don't you fillet
Was
some
it-
more
was
Soda
it her-
Stream?
Isabel Lucas? Yeah,
Yeah.
Isabel Lucas. Yeah, she is pretty stunning.
I mean, I won't. I mean, I don't know. Like her body, made her look again. I don't know if this was a choice, but made her look like her strange proportions and stuff like that. All in a good way, mind you. Made her look like outworldly almost.
I know exactly what you mean.
Like an angel.
I
You
know
know, and the way they
exactly what
lit
you
her
mean.
all the time made her look like an angel. You know.
Especially the pool scene, man.
Yeah.
I mean, when she undressed, I mean,
Yeah, she looked. It looked like forbidden fruit. You know.
right, exactly.
So it was a pretty interesting. I don't know that they could have put a call out for basically I wouldn't I don't know, she wouldn't be my type normally, but they made her look so like they did that thing that I feel like All the Boys Love Mandy Lane failed at a little bit. I felt like you couldn't have the boy type parts and be interested in girl type parts and not be interested in this woman.
I know exactly what you mean, man. Because she's not. I'm not attracted to that type.
Yeah.
The blonde hair.
Yeah, I don't
all
like-
that. it just does nothing for
I
me.
don't
It's
mind blondes, but I like short hair. But
it's a type, and I'm not interested in that.
I mean, it had to be the right confluence of events, though, right? They couldn't say, we're gonna get this breathtaking, because she didn't look like or maybe I'm off the. She didn't look like at least what I grew up with as a swimsuit model or, whatever. And though she appeared to be ultra thin, she had some phenomenal curves. It was just like everything about her was like an illusion. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, because I thought the same thing too.
Yeah,
I thought when she undressed in front of the pool, and you could just see you just see her ass. By the way, but despite all the fucking in this movie, there's not a sign of a tit at anywhere. But I digress. I digress.
Side boob.
But the her proportions were very, very. I don't want to say unusual. I mean, you pretty much.
I think unusual is fair. But
it works.
But she looked like,
and it looks natural too. It's not like she's.
Yeah, she looked like she looked. I don't know. She looked like a European pop star. She didn't look like a you wanted to get to know her. And similar features to Cyclops's
Sexy Cyclops.
Cyclops's liaison, whom was originally a prostitute, but after he got to know her, she started to look more like
a regular
not as
human.
exotic, more
Yeah,
like a
right.
girlfriend, more
Yeah.
loving and more sweet, and whether that was part of the scheme that was going on or something that the director did. Like, I feel like all these choices, the ways they treated all, especially Cyclops' relationships, and the one through line relationship between that one girl at the pool and everyone else, was really important. The way they lit those scenes, because they really wanted to, like, by the end you found out, like, so here's something I found interesting. They lit the scenes with Cyclops and his wife and Captain Cold and his wife, both in like a bathroom, both in the same way, with like what would be these bright fluorescent lights, but the room was very dark and shadowy. And, you know, in one end it was supposed to kind of, I think, say that there was some, on both ends, I think that there was the implication that there was some mental and perhaps physical abuse there, you know, and maybe it might be less of an abuse issue in the thing of Cyclops and more of a mental abuse over time of just how miserable this woman was in her relationship. And I thought that those were really good choices. But every time they showed Bones' wife, they lit her as like, you know, she had very strong features, and they did the makeup and the lighting to accent that, so she didn't seem like a helpless victim, but she was also lit. She was also kind of like, it was almost like she knew. You know what I mean? Like, she kind of knew. Like, I felt like she knew what her husband was. Like, you can't live that close with someone and not know. Yeah. And I feel like there were all these really interesting, whether they were intentional or happy accident choices here, that made this film, along with the acting in it, above what could have been standard B-movie fare.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
We do have to wrap up because we're getting close to 10:30. But one last thing I wanted to say was, why the fuck did these women take these pathetic dudes back? Like, especially the fat dude, Marty.
Yeah.
Like, his wife took him back. Like, he was such a pig. Like, to me, even it would have been like a happier ending if she was like, "Fuck you, I'm not coming back." You know?
Yeah.
Like, I
exactly
just feel like it's this, and maybe that's sort of what the movie's trying to say. It's this vicious cycle of, you know, obviously he cheated on her and then she cheated on him.
But she won. She upped the ante.
Well, here's the thing though. Like, low self-esteem, like, usually finds low self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know, and like, then they just feed off that vicious circle. You know?
Right.
That's the flow.
But I guess I mean, I hate pushing my desire. Well, maybe I shouldn't use desires in this film.
Oh, sham wow. Johnny's desires are running amok.
I hate pushing what I'd like to see in a film and to take credit away from the director or the filmmaker for that reason. But I feel that this is one of those situations where I would have liked to seen something a little bit different. See them, if they had that ending with the revenge, with the wives getting revenge on the men, I think would have been more impactful. The way it ended, and we don't really need to go into the details of what happened, but I think it got a little too convoluted. It tried to have this whodunit and like have all these layers, and it's like, oh, you think it's this way, but no, it's this way, it's this way, it's this way, and then the end, you know?
And it sucks because I think this did come off as a better than a B movie.
Yeah.
It's better than the B movie that it should be. I think, and it sucks, your ending would have really like, oh, Snoop, like it just would have took it that much further. A little bit.
And I just think it would have said something, and it would have had a message like,
don't fucking cheat in Lofts.
I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, yeah, don't cheat in Lofts. I'm not, you know, I'm not telling people what to do. It's that's their lives to live. But the thing is, like, it had an opportunity to say something, I think, you know, and really all it did was, oh, well, let's continue this vicious cycle. That's sort of what it said to me.
Yeah.
When I think they had a real opportunity to actually say something, and, you know, to have this revenge scenario, or to have the wives lead them, or whatever. You know?
But maybe that's better, because if it is a vicious cycle, that means it never ends. That means that these guys are going down. These guys and these women, are going down a spiral of pure unhappiness.
I mean, there's also
maybe
like,
that's what the poster connotes.
There's also like a, you know, another quick end to it too. Like, you know, so she went out and, you know, she had a fling, he had a fling, like, maybe their relationship has all new parameters now. You know, maybe they're crazy swingers or something.
The Loft 2
you know, there's
timeshare.
like, you know, there's a lot of different choose your own adventures when you're not going to judge. You know, it's all relationships are about honesty. And in my opinion, what the bad part of adultery isn't necessarily the sex, it's the lies. You know, like it's the parameters of your relationship. Like, and maybe now those two, like, they seemed happy. So maybe the parameters of their relationship changed, and maybe they, like, you know, maybe they know things about themselves and about each other. You know, the difference there is that, like, Bones' wife should never take him back because he's a liar and he's manipulative and he's bad.
Well, he ended up becoming the biggest scumbag of all, really. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, we got to go to a verdict because it is 10:30 now. So,
Bring out the buster.
Yeah, let's bring out the buster.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, so now we're going to go ahead and give you our verdict. We're going to let you know whether we felt this film was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. Michael Ravenshadow, go!
Oh, Snoop. Yeah, as mentioned before, it's a way better movie than it should be. I do want to go back to the Suicide Kings reference. A lot of similarities, in my opinion. And really, Bones is the shit. I love this dude. I think he's a great actor. He was good.
He was good in this. He actually played, because you didn't know, like you felt he was kind of a good guy throughout, you know. So, and I think when that revelation came later, like that he maybe wasn't, it was surprising because I think he played that part pretty well.
Definitely. Overall, as better than it has every right to be. I agree a lot with what Dynamo said and the rest of the guys. Treat.
All right, MZ.
I had a lot of fun with this movie. I love whodunits, and I thought the performances were really,
I love
really
that
good.
terminology, by the way. That's one of those things that I feel like I wish
Whodunits?
was like a genre that is named that. Like I love it.
whodunits?
It makes me, you know, it warms my cockles to hear you say it.
Well, you know, everybody hates walking around with cold cockles.
Who donuts?
So, but I absolutely
Somebody
thought this
TM.
movie,
Somebody TM.
Who donuts?
But yeah, I love this film. I thought the performances were really, really good. Although I did feel that the role of Marty was a little heavy-handed due to the Modern
back
Family
to the Loft.
ties. And although it wasn't talked about, but I will bring it up now. I felt that the sound could have been a little better. I felt that, especially during the party with Marty. No, the party where the fight breaks out, and the dialogue seems to get drowned out quite a bit due to the background noise and also to the music. I felt that some of the dialogue got drowned out pretty bad, and so that's kind of unfortunate. But overall, the film is just had me riveted, and I just love things like this. And yeah, definitely a treat.
Dynamo.
Treat for sure, my friends. Don't be. The amount of buzz about this film is kind of underwhelming, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily top 10 material, but I would say that one thing that I think we all agree on is it's better than it probably it's better than it was on paper.
It's better than what?
It's better than Van Helsing.
It's better than Van Helsing.
All right, for me, I really loved the tension in this film. I think it had phenomenal camera work, and I think that added to the suspense in the film. Like I said, I wish it had a slightly different ending, and maybe some elements of the story could have been changed. But I think what was there was I think was well executed. I also feel like there may have been a few too many twists that really kind of limited my enjoyment of the end a little bit. But all that aside, I think it was a really well-made film, and I didn't really give a fuck about any of these dudes. But and having said that, and still coming out of the film thinking it was a treat, I think is saying something.
Yeah.
So for me, this is not a high recommendation. This is probably not going to make top 10, but this is definitely a film, especially if you like whodunits. This is a film you should probably seek out, and it's available on VOD. So It looks like we're back to the treats, my friends. Ooh. All 4 treats.
Who donuts? We're back to the treats.
All right. So I did call an audible, and I know what we're gonna do next week. And
Is it Chuck Norris's Octagon?
No.
Is it
Chuck Norris Karate Commandos.
It's not anything we're looking at. We're gonna do
Gymkhana.
We have a new relationship with our friends over at Artsploitation Films.
We're bringing them up to the loft.
No, well, they might. I think they brought us up to the loft.
Ow.
So we are going to be doing some Artsploitation films over the next, I don't know, for however long that we can do this.
A label, a company, not a genre.
Absolutely, yeah. I should have made that clear.
I was confused. I'm like, what's fucking
So
really?
it says, not strictly a genre label, Artsploitation Films looks for intriguing, unsettling, unpredictable, and provocative films from around the world. Artsploitation's focus knows no boundaries, and we hope you enjoy our unconventional cinematic tastes.
I feel like if it was a genre, Jodorowsky would have invented Artsploitation.
Yeah, you're probably right. So the first film that we're going to be doing from Artsploitation, this is one we had on our radar even before this relationship came to be. But we're going to review a film called Der Samurai. It's a German film. It sounds fucking incredible, and the trailer.
Don't turn around. There's samurais in town. Oh no, he's gonna cut your head off, and you are not gonna be the same.
It says a wolf strives
Man,
through
I
the
love
woods
Falco.
around an isolated German village. Jacob, the young local police officer, is onto him, but sense something more in the darkness. What he finds is a man, it seems, wild-eyed, of wiry build in a dress. He carries a katana, a samurai sword. When the samurai invites Jacob to follow him on his crusade towards the village, it becomes Jacob's mission to pursue the lunatic to end this wanton destruction. I'll stop right there.
I think it's like, not to be a dick like these two, but I think it's wanton destruction. Like wonton.
Like wonton
This
soup.
is
Wonton
delicacy.
soup.
I'm a little hungry right now.
Wonton
So.
soup is destruction on my bowels.
All right, that's enough. Enough for the review. We need to cut to a quick break because we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Val from Black Cat Attack and Evil from the Independents. It's going to be fucking awesome, everyone. Stick around for that, and we'll be right back.
I love Tree of Life. Terrence Malick. I mean, how could you go wrong?
It's vanity shots.
Knocked Up. One of the best comedies of all time.
Nothing funny about that movie. Well, Joe, I love the remake of The Ring.
That's a joke.
Jaws 2, I mean, was just so much fun.
Who'd put that in their top 10?
And, I mean, come on. Silent Hill, great video game adaptation.
Worst movie ever. FilmForThoughtPodcast.com.
Hello, darlings. It's your favorite whiskey-drinking, litigious, singing, dancing fantasy girl. Want to reach out to me and the world's greatest monster-hunting multimedia organization, the Deadites? Log on to Facebook.com/the Deadites. It's got all the info you need to follow the world's greatest monster hunting band, like live appearances, info on your favorite Deadite, music, and all the links you need to our new weekly multimedia and all our side endeavors. Too many letters on Facebook? That's okay, sugar. Just follow us on Instagram and Twitter @the Deadites. Hope to see you soon, and we'll leave the lights off.
All right, we have returned.
Wolfie, it is so
Yeah.
ironic that you played that jam.
Why is that?
Because many, many moons ago on a ska compilation, I heard a song by one of our guests tonight. And that song, in the Espresso Bar era, became... anyone who's seen the Deadites live knows that one of my finishing moves is that I add other songs, like verses of other songs, to our songs, or at the end. And that was one of the songs I vamped on for a while. That song, Bloody Night, Bloody Knife, was also a big inspiration. Now, this is what I was calling you about today when I put all this together. Like when I said I didn't even know what I knew. For the Deadites song, Silver Bullet Moon, which the lyrics are, I have a knife and I have a hatchet.
It's funny. I thought this was just the most appropriate song to play, so I actually didn't know all that. So
very, very,
we're right
very
there.
ironic.
Yep, very ironic.
We're I don't know if that's that might be Alanis Morissette ironic. I know it's not real life ironic, but we'll keep it.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and connect up with Val first.
All right.
Because I think I need to connect with her first on Skype, and then we will get Evil on the line. So. Let's go ahead. Let's call Val. Somebody just talk to kill the silence here.
It's been a while since we spoke with a band on the show, so I'm very excited to talk about some songwriting, especially some cool. What?
Raven Shadow just walks by you, and all you smell is goddamn cigarettes.
Hey, you guys, shut up. We have Val on the line.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Val. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing excellent. Thank you so much for joining us here on Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
No problem. So we're going to get Evil on the line in just a moment here, but I wanted to get you on. And if you could, before we get started, just tell people about Black Cat Attack, where they can find you guys online, how they can follow you, all that good stuff.
We are Black Cat Attack. We hail from Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. You can find us online on Facebook, facebook.com/BCA666. We're also on Bandcamp, blackcatattack.bandcamp.com. You can listen to all our music for free, but if you want to own it, you have to pay for it.
Nice. Yes, so all you moochers, go pay for that shit.
That's right.
Awesome. So everyone go...
records are only $5 a piece, though.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, no, not at all. And it's a great record, too.
Thank you.
I'm very upset. I'm sure as a songwriter, you know, there are so many ways that people can hear music, but our band, the Deadites, at the end of the month, we owe Spotify money generally. So,
no.
Like, you know, go out there and buy those records and support local music, especially if you're a horror fan, because, you know, people who are making darker music, it's I don't want to say it's harder to find, because, you know, you can find anything if you're into like tuba punk, I'm sure you can find it on the internet, but you know, we have to stick together, because there are less and less outlets for us to promote what we do, because we're not singing about the stuff that the standard, pop bands are and the standard punk bands are. So
it's true. I'll never be on Virgin Radio.
Correct.
Although I think most of the people in this room will be. All right, Val, let me try to get Evil on the line. Hopefully this goes as planned.
Sure thing.
Let me see if I can add him here. Actually, Donovan, why don't you keep talking?
That's what I did. That's what you pay me the big bucks for. So let's talk real quick from your end of things, Val. How did this upcoming tour come together?
Well, last year we Black Cat Attack, we embarked on our first extended American tour, and one of those shows was Ghouls Night Out, which is a big horror festival. It was in North Carolina last year. The night before, we hooked up with the Independents in Raleigh, and we hit it off, and we became pals. We hung out the next night at G&O, and then we really dug each other, and we dug each other's bands, and we just kept in touch. So we went on a tour in January with them, and we were like, let's do it again in May. And here we are.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, I think we're going to get Evil on right now.
I always end up with this like amateur internet like trepidation that it sounds like, but it's because I'm watching Johnny Wolfenstein, who's also our producer, and like he like really revs up to do things. So I see him like turning knobs and dialing things with authority. So I'm like, do I still talk? Or?
Let's hope Evil answers.
Hello.
Hello, Evil. How are you?
Doing good. How are you, brother?
Doing very well. Thanks for joining us here on Trick or Treat Radio. We really appreciate it.
No, thanks for having us.
No problem. And we also have Val on the line, which you guys know each other apparently, right?
Yeah, I was listening to her lying already.
Hi, Evil.
Hey, Valerie, how's the parts?
Whoa.
They're good.
That's sexy.
Please don't get the animals on our show already.
Yeah, that's the last thing we need. Awesome. Well, I'm glad we could have you guys both on the show here. So what I figured we could do is obviously, before we get too deep into it, Evil, I want you to talk about the Independents and where people can find you online, on social media, and where they can find your music and that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, just look up independence.net. You can find us if you look hard enough on Facebook, CD Baby. Pretty much all the main places has us, iTunes and all that kind of crap.
Awesome. So everyone go out there, check out. You should be doing this right now as you're listening to the episode. Go check out the Independents and Black Cat Attack. Go purchase their music. Help these awesome people out. And so also what I want to do is just talk about, obviously you guys have been touring together. You've been sort of doing this for a little bit, and obviously Evil, you've been doing this since 92, right? Is that right? Yeah,
1935. I think.
I'm sure it feels like that sometimes, right?
Hey, before we get too far, I want to. It's been bugging me, and I could be wrong, but and I'm usually wrong.
I don't know her. Never met her.
You're making me think I'm right. I think that we have some mutual I think that
here we go.
I think that it's there's a restraining order and a warrant, but no, I think
that's me.
Yeah, at some point, did you guys tour with our good friends, the Pathetics?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In fact, the drummer of the Pathetics was a member of our band, the Deadites, for a long, long time.
Oh, right on.
So,
right on. Great guys. I think they broke up every single night.
Oh, for sure. No doubt about it.
A lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, every tour, but
I started a band with those guys, and we played a half a show. So yeah, so I understand them very, very well, and they're actually my children.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Illegitimate.
You ever heard of abortion?
Well, if you look close on Jeff, you can still see the coat hanger.
Oh
no. Awesome. So I want you guys to talk a little bit about this tour that you're on right now, so we can kind of hype that up. I know you guys are going to be coming to Ralph's in Worcester soon. So I know we have people all over the world that listen, but we do have a lot of local people here. So I believe that was I'll pull up the 20th. Yeah, I believe it was May 20th. Yeah, so that's going to be, anyone in the area should definitely go check out that show for sure. But can you guys talk a little bit more about the tour, how long you're going to be on the road, and where, some of the cool places you're going to be heading to?
We're doing, 2.5 weeks on this part of the tour. We already did the Southeast, and we did Canada. Got along so well that we decided, do the Northeast, and if this goes well, hopefully do some more shows, if they're not tired of us by then. So that's it to me, fart jokes. Being very quiet, Valerie.
Stop talking about my farts, Evil.
All right, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to blame it on Dickface. Usually he's doing it anyway, blame it on you. Yeah. May 20th, we're playing with Meet Depressed and Whoopee.
Nice. The Whoopee Sticks.
Whoopee Sticks. I thought it was Whoopee Sticks. I wasn't sure about that. Yeah, that should be fun. This tour, it's Black Cat Attack's just an amazing band. They got a great work ethics, and we love hanging out with them and playing with them. And a couple of the guys are actually going to play with us too. The bass player and drummer Ari and Brian Dickface. And it's just a fun tour. It's two different bands doing their own take on music. We're not trying to copy anybody else.
Yeah. And
we're just having a good time. There's no bullshit. It's just us having a good time, hanging out, and just making a party every night.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun. Every night's great.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, even when we're sick, we always still manage to have a great time.
And yeah, you guys, everyone was sick on the last one.
Oh, it sucks.
That must be
rockets everywhere.
That must be torture.
That must be horrible, because if you guys are traveling together, I mean, it's unavoidable, right?
I'm pretty sure the last one was my fault, because I started the tour sick, and then 2 days in, I was fine, and everyone else was sneezing, sniffling. I had a great time.
Yeah, we're all very, lovable drunks. Everybody likes to kiss and stuff, so the shit spreads real fast.
Yeah.
All you boys can't keep your hands off each other.
That's true. Somebody's got to do
it. So it looks like you guys will be, like we mentioned, May 20th will be at Ralph's in Worcester, and then you guys are doing the 21st in Newport, Rhode Island, 22nd in Providence, Rhode Island, and then the 23rd in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So we have a lot of folks down in those areas. So anyone listening to this podcast should definitely go check out the Independents and Black Cat Attack. It's going to be surely going to be a great show. The one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, so clearly you guys do slightly different styles of music. I think the punk aspect of things is definitely
Common denominator.
Yeah, definitely common denominator. But aside from that, I would say that what I know about you guys, there's also a love of horror that sort of unifies the two bands. Would you guys agree with that?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good.
Yeah. So I guess one of the things that we like to talk about is sort of influences and what sort of inspired you guys. So I guess, Val, if you wouldn't mind sort of talking about, and it doesn't have to be specifically horror flicks, but any sort of horror, like what has inspired the music, what has inspired you, what sort of films and fiction and things like that.
Well, for me personally, I've gotten into horror in the last 10 years or so. My bass player, Brian's like the horror guru in the band, but he's really exposed me to a lot of stuff that I might not have found. And I really fell in love with a lot of the 50s and 60s horror.
Right on.
Some of our songs are written specifically about movies. There's a song called Whitewood that was about Horror Hotel, which is one of my favorites.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
And we're all Vincent Price fans. He's my boy. I love him. Yeah. And then, I mean, as far as writing it, it's just, there's so much more topic-wise that you can reach to. Like, it's more fun to write about stuff that you can make up on the fly and create your own stories and sing about it, as opposed to having to stick to damn the government or, I like boys or stuff like that. It's just, there's so much more imagination you can put into it. You can really access your creativity.
Right. Another interesting thing that I think you hit on with the Vincent Price thing there that I think is a great unifying factor for you guys is that, I love horror, and, I'll at least check out every genre of horror music, but what when my dear friend Myra K-Rock showed me Black Cat Attack, and what I always loved about the Independents is that while it was dark, it was still fun. Which I think is definitely probably coming from like a love for the 50s stuff.
Well, we like to keep
stuff.
it as light as possible, right? We have a song called Death Cougar that I wrote years ago, and it's about a cougar that instead of sleeping with young men, she kills them. We like to have a lot of fun with it. We don't like to take ourselves too seriously.
And same question for you, Evil. What are some of your influences in the horror, in the horror genre?
Well, a lot of it's the same as what she just said. Valerie said. We have Vincent Price left and right. I got a huge Vincent Price book collection and painting collection and stuff like that. Huge in the Vincent Price. Motel Hell. Just all those old classic movies. Plus, I grew up reading a lot of short stories, like horror short stories.
Mm-hmm.
When we write our songs, usually Will Starplayer and I will he'll come up with a little guitar part, or we'll do something, and immediately a story pops in my head.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm dying to know what the guy in the red sweater is reading on the phone, what kind of porn he's looking at.
Actually, I was checking out some Independents and Black Cat information, little biography.
Not those new photos of me. Please tell me.
Oh my God, I need a bigger phone.
I can always tell when we have
monitors for.
I can always tell when we have a guest that I have admired for quite some time. How little my co-host here, Michael Ravenshadow, listens to me, because it's news to him. I'm like, the Independents. I listen to him. The Fancy Sauce covered some songs of the. What are they all about?
I like Kid Rock too, man. That's cool.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Shut up. And you guys want to come on?
What did I tell you about embarrassing me earlier in the show? Told you to shut that cock warmer on your neck up.
All right, we can make
Kid Rock, okay, man?
We can make fun of each other another time. We have Evil and Val here.
Let them make fun of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Make fun of us.
They got plenty of time to do that.
So one thing I'm kind of curious about is, what do you guys think of the current state of horror? Do you guys watch a lot of newer horror films? And if so, typically I think we would agree that we're fans of classic horror. But I think there's been a bit of a resurgence lately in some of the horror. So I was just wondering if you guys have been able to see much of what's been coming out in the last few years, and if you're digging it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I really have been enjoying a lot of the horror that's been coming out. My bass player will disagree with me, but I loved the Paranormal Activity movies. I thought that was such an interesting way to do demonic possession and ghost stories. It just kind of added a bit more freakiness to it, which I love. My personal favorites are demonic possession movies.
Yeah.
And I really actually enjoyed the Evil Dead remake. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, we went in thinking that we weren't gonna like it, but I know we were all pleasantly surprised. Not because we have
I think a lot of people were actually thinking the same way. I know we all were.
For us, I felt like the Evil Dead films were gonna be that, like, I'm always saying that there's nothing out there that I'm so precious about that I will dislike a different interpretation about it, and then somebody was like, they're remaking Evil Dead, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. So, I thought that might have been that line for me, but like I did enjoy it.
But if you saw I don't know if you did or not, the short story that director did before Evil Dead, you could see that there was some potential involved, and that short movie that he did, I forget the name of it, and it was like some sort of alien invasion.
It's not real. You're making this up.
No, I'm serious.
I forget what it is because my story.
I don't remember the name of it. But seriously, no, there was a lot of potential involved with that one. And I thought when I saw that short story, I thought, damn, okay, you know what? Evil Dead remake might not be so bad after all. We were all frowning at the idea. We were all frowning at the idea of a remake, but you know what? In the end, it didn't turn out too bad.
And now we have.
And now you got a TV show going to be coming up.
Yeah. That'll be interesting because we'll get to sort of pick up on Ash's story as far as we know, anyways.
It's ballsy too because he's 3 films as far apart as they are. That character shtick has never had really the opportunity to outstay its welcome before. Mm-hmm. So it could be,
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So we could, I'm so precious about the Evil Dead stuff that I get like it's one of a couple things that I turn into that like obnoxious internet ultra dork about.
We're gonna get that everywhere in horror, though.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Ash would never do that.
How about you, Evil? Have you been keeping up with horror these days? Anything you're digging out there?
Yeah, one thing I really didn't get to see, I saw, what was it? I like the others, and I mean, that's kind of an older movie now. Like the more thrilling stuff. Like when you don't see the monsters, you don't see the stuff at the very end, because I guess growing up in the 70s, that's how it was,
Yeah.
So, and with The Woman in Black, I really liked the first one, but I never got to see the second one. So what do you guys think about that?
Incredible.
The second one is incredible, or?
Yeah.
No, I saw the first one. It was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
A nice welcome back to Hammer. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly good to see Hammer, I guess, coming back. Have they released anything else since then? Do you guys know?
They put The Woman in Black 2 out, but I didn't see it. So.
Yeah.
They released something else like last year. I can't.
Well, that wasn't their first. They had put out a couple of things before they put out The Woman in Black. So, they only I know they put out like smaller not films that are in the cinema too. So it's harder for me to like keep up with all they're doing. They went from not existing for 50 years to being prolific. So
Well, from what I understand, the sequel to The Woman in Black wasn't very well received by fans or critics.
Sequels are hard, though.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Like, sequels are hard. Once you have an amazing film, you want to, obviously the producers want to try and make more off of it, but it's hard to recapture the magic from the first one. That's what I find, at least.
Just do like everybody else and just do a reboot.
Sure. Start over again.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's funny too because like even that stuff, even to like kind of flip the script there, I'm sorry, Raven Shadow. One thing that I find interesting is like I love Hammer too, but I'm a huge Universal Monsters fan. And like I find that people from I guess I'll say, you know, for lack of a better way to put it, I'm a million years old, but from like our generation, we're more used to the different iterations of things, because by the time we came upon it, there was like a half dozen Universal Frankensteins and then a half dozen Hammer Frankensteins and Dracula and everything else, and it was all good. So I feel like we're generally more accepting of the fact that it's just part of the horror. Like, it's just kind of part of the way of horror that these things are always very circular and start over.
I can definitely see that, especially like growing up the Halloweens and the Friday the 13th and all that as well.
Know? Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's just so one thing that I think is like, I would love to see some of those creatures come back, some of those characters, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it, some of that mythology come back. I think it's ripe. I know it's like kind of entertainment industry's like way to take newer stuff, you know, like you know, stuff that may not be looked at as old, because, you know, the film going public is mostly children, I guess, or at least that's the way they perceive it. But, you know, so now the old stuff is Friday the 13th and Halloween, but, you know, I'd love to see like a real live Frankenstein movie, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I wonder now, I mean, would Frankenstein carry around a fucking smartphone? You know, like I wonder how it would be bastardized. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that I think would be difficult for this generation, you know, to grasp onto, is that sort of old classic horror, because, you know, things are so different nowadays. But it would be interesting to see if they do come back around to that. But it looks like Let Me In was Hammer's first release in...
Oh, yes. I love that one. I thought that one was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like they have a few. Let Me In. They did another one called The Resident that had Christopher Lee in it, I guess.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't hear about that. And then Woman in Black, Wakewood, The Quiet Ones. And
The Quiet Ones I've heard of.
And The Woman in Black 2. So
did Christopher Lee ever stop? Like, or like... I don't understand.
That
like,
dude is nuts.
As old as I am, I'm like a quarter of that dude's age, and he's like still doing tons of stuff.
And he's he's putting out metal music, and like, man, that
he's
dude.
actually a Muppet.
Yeah.
I picture him getting out of the limo.
Oz doing the voice.
It's amazing.
And the guy's like what, 92, 93 years old, and he still has that fucking voice.
Yeah.
He's never getting rid of that. It's amazing to me.
Well, I don't know. If he ever needed money, he probably would have sold it. I don't know that you get rid of your voice no matter how old you get. I sing just as shitty at 35-ish as I do at 15-ish.
Yeah, but usually when you get older, your voice starts to crack and go, and you start to sound old. He doesn't. His voice is still as bassy as it was.
I think that's the blues,
70 years ago.
We don't know what he's fucking talking about ever either.
You pipe down. You know damn well what I'm talking about.
So I asked the chat room to see if they had any questions. So we had a couple, and I don't know if you guys have seen either of these films, but we have Gene Siskel's balding head asked, question. Yes.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Yeah. So Gene Siskel's balding head asks, question: a girl walks home alone at night, or It Follows? So I guess he's wondering if you've seen either film, and if so, which you preferred. Have you guys seen either of those yet?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
So
I will look them up, definitely.
Yeah, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night just came on Netflix recently, and it's the
cool.
It's the first Iranian vampire Western film.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's beautifully shot. We reviewed that a few weeks back, so we definitely recommend that. And I think It Follows is probably one of the best horror films in the last few years, at least American horror films. And as far as I know, it's still in theaters, although Avengers probably kicked it out of theaters now. So who knows?
Wow.
Yeah, It Follows is an absolute must-see.
Yeah, especially for fans of 70s and 80s horror, it definitely has a lot of sort of like maybe not a love letter to that, but it has a lot of ode to the 70s and 80s. So
and also the soundtrack is absolutely one of the best I've heard in a long fucking time.
Awesome.
And everyone is saying that too.
Let's talk about soundtracks for a second.
Yeah.
Like, if you know, Evil, you have the opportunity to make a soundtrack for any director right now? Like, working or not working, like, who do you think your music is most suited for?
Any director that pays us, everyone would be paying for.
Angelina Jolie.
30 movies. Then we got like a check for fucking 50 cents from Warner Brothers one time.
Yeah, nice.
And that's framed. That fucker's framed in the wall.
Nice.
It's 2 big ones.
Nice.
That is.
I could certainly see, like, if they ever, I mean, since remakes are all the rage, if there's ever like a Return of the Living Dead remake or even a sequel, like, I mean, that to me sounds like right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I would love to put a song on that.
Yeah.
That could fit.
Both of you guys would obviously fit insanely well.
Yeah. 45 Grave just popped in my head.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly.
Do you want to party?
Yeah.
Why did that, as much as I worship that film, why did that skeleton have eyeballs?
Oh, man.
With who's the lead singer? Of
And eyelids. That's the weird part.
Dinah Cancer. That's her name.
Yeah, Dinah Cancer. Yeah, she's
Dinah
still around.
Cancer.
They're still playing.
Is she? No shit.
That's
Yeah,
Dinah
they're still
Cancer is
playing.
my sister. Me being Dynamo.
Dinah Cancer.
There you go.
Yeah. Dinah Cancer is sitting down at the other end of the table here.
It's a matter of time, I suppose.
Johnny Smokestack.
What's the over and under?
But I'm gonna flip
I'd
it.
like to do a soundtrack. The new Conan movie, the first Conan movie soundtrack, my favorite of all time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
I know my bass player would love to do something for Trauma.
Hey, all right.
That could be arranged.
It's Lloyd Kaufman's son.
I love your bass player, whoever that person is.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think you'll get the 50-cent check though.
So he's got to pay the $50 to get on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, I'll give you 50 cents.
Yeah.
Look up this gem. Anal paprika on Trauma. I guess what's wrong with that one?
What a bargain.
Only the best.
And I get to drive there myself, Lloyd. I can't wait.
If I get paid in Cadbury eggs, I'm on there.
Yeah.
Hey, you want quality, you got to pay for it, man.
I think he will feed you.
Yeah, you
though.
want quality, you got to pay for it.
What do you
Except
want
it's
for
not
nothing?
normally the quality that's paying.
Yeah.
So we have everyone's friend Myra in the chat room asked
Of the evil streaks.
yes of the amazing
yeah.
evil streaks. She said, "Did I see that Black Cat Attack started recording?"
Yes, we actually started just today. We
Oh, wow.
tracked some drums today.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you-
That's it so far.
That's it. So do you guys have any
Very
plans?
tribal record.
Yes. Do you guys have any plans for a release, or are you just gonna sort of like see how far you get and then make a call at that point?
Well, we kind of we've had to push back our recording just because of everything that's come up this year so far. So we're finally getting to it now. We're really hoping to have it done for our tour in July.
Okay.
But we have to split up the recording because obviously we leave for tour in a week.
Right.
So we're gonna get all the drums done now, and then when we get back, we're gonna lay down all the guitars and vocals.
Awesome.
Just scram. I hope we get it done.
Yeah, July is super ambitious. That's exciting. I wonder if that will add some like almost like interesting urgency to the recording that you wouldn't have if you were sitting back.
I mean, our second record, Van Party, we're in and out of the studio in 3 weeks. So, I mean, I'm sure we can get it done. We actually work really well under pressure. All the lyrics from our last record were written a few days before we tracked all of the lyrics.
Nice.
So, I'm sure we'll get it done. We just want it out so we can tour it.
Sure. That's super exciting. Yeah, jumping back to songwriting for a bit, Val. I'm interested in the writing process with lyrics versus performance with having two vocalists.
Basically, what we do is we write all the music first.
Mm-hmm.
That's throughout the whole band. That's obviously our favorite part, and just getting all our guitar parts and matching everything up. Once all of that is done, Brian and I, for the most part, sit down and write all the lyrics, and then as we get to recording, we'll have an idea of who's singing what, but we always try different stuff out in the studio as we go. So if a part isn't working for me, then we'll get Brian to try it, and it's amazing what we can come up with on the fly like that.
Isn't that the best? I have that. I actually am. There are 3 vocalists in the Deadites, and like, just knowing that like if I can't handle this, like there's somebody that can do this, like, and you don't have to like compromise like the hook or the. It's so good. What do you ever get to the point though where like somebody wants to sing something that the other one is doing, or is it just
absolutely? There are parts that we've come up with some of the songs already where Brian had some parts, but I thought I'd like to try it out myself with a different twist on it, and just sometimes you just get that gut feeling and you have to try it out, and then everyone agrees on it that they like it better. It's not that the other person's performance was bad, it's just shut up. It's just we all agree. Just that's what works for the song.
Awesome.
And I wanted to pose the same question to you, Evil, because that was Mara's follow-up and are the Independents recording soon too?
Hopefully soon. We just did a Songs That Rancid tribute record that just came out early in the month. Yeah, that's a really nice record for us to be on. And I'm ready to record a new record. We put a record out a year ago, and it's still selling pretty good, but it's kind of more of a downbeat and more of a rock, not really ska, not really that deep of a record. And yeah, I'm ready. I'm totally ready to start recording new stuff.
Awesome. And are you guys playing any new tracks on this current tour? For this question.
Yeah, we're going to do a few. We're going to do a few, and we're going to do the Rancid song as well.
Nice.
Cool.
So, I'm just trying to write these lyrics down for Vagina Dog over here.
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if I was going to mention that on air, but someone named Vagina Dog is hanging out in the chat room.
Is that one of yours, Evil?
I'm a big fan. I have no idea.
It's
Says
let's talk to Myra some more.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you what song you were doing, then I see Vagina Dog chiming in. You doing Ruby Soho? Who the fuck is this?
We did a Red Hot Moon.
Nice.
Oh, word? Nice.
Oh,
Cool,
nice.
man.
Oh man, I could just watch Vagina Dog talk all day. I gotta stop looking at the chat room.
That's there's a lot of things that I was never thought I would hear when I woke up this morning, and that's probably safely
top
in one
of the
of
list.
them.
Top 5 of this show.
Yeah. I also didn't know that Montezero here would grace us with he couldn't get laid if he stood outside of a women's prison with a handful of 50s and a dildo bouquet, but Vagina Dog is taking the lead here.
It's going to be a photo finish, I'm telling you.
I don't ever want to see that photo. It'd be like the fucking Ring.
Oh Jesus. So we're gonna have to. I think all of us have to make a field trip to that Ralph show.
Yeah, except it's
definitely.
on a Wednesday, so we're gonna have to.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Shit.
switch some things around, maybe.
Shit. Yeah, we do the show on Wednesdays. We'll have to figure something out.
Yeah, we can
then.
figure something out.
Yeah.
Do the show live there. I'll get the first round of shots.
My name.
Oh yeah, dude.
My name's on that flyer, so I at least have to go.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
We'll make sure to put Vagina Dog on the guest list.
Did you hear that, Vagina Dog?
He's like, woof. Bow wow. So
this is some inane shit that Vagina Dog is typing.
I know.
Vagina Dog is running amok.
I love Vagina Dog.
For anyone who was worried that in 2015 we were going to graduate to be juniors, nope, still sophomore. Not going anywhere.
We'll never grow up.
Still in the class near the boiler room.
We will fucking never grow up. I prefer it.
Which is sad because you look wicked grown up.
I look grown up. Look at you.
I'm not saying I look young. I'm just saying that the difference between me and you is that I look alive.
I might be older, but I look better than you.
So, Evil, one thing I did want to ask about, if you want to talk about it, that is, obviously you had a relationship with the Ramones. So I wanted to see, obviously,
and you have that big show coming up too.
Yeah. So I was wondering talk about the big show, and if you want to dive a little bit into some of your history with the Ramones, I wasn't sure how much you wanted to.
Joey specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm very, very, very fucking proud of that, man. We were very lucky. We were playing the 19th in New York City for Joey Ramone's birthday bash. It's a yearly benefit they do every year on the 19th to raise money for lymphoma, which is the cancer that he had and it's actually taken his life. So it's a very, very big deal for us to do it. And as far as the Ramones, man, we just one of the first Ramones shows I went to, I met CJ by accident, and he was playing pool next door to this casino. We were in there playing pool with him, drinking. My buddy had a party after the show. I thought they were part of the road crew. I was like, yeah, after the show, just go to this guy's house, blah blah. Go inside. They come walking out, and one of the guys is a fucking CJ. He comes out playing bass.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. It's fucking awesome. I start walking my car up to the show, thinking, okay, well, they're stars or whatever. He comes running out. We're going to that party or what? Became good friends. And fucking, like Mean Joe Green or whatever, throwing the damn jerseys to the kids. That was back in 1925, kid.
That's President Mean Joe Green.
We became friends, became really good friends, and then he got us on tour for the Ass-Eater tour.
Nice.
And
Nice.
they were driving from, what's that?
Nice.
Yeah.
I enjoy your story so far. Please keep talking.
Just cut me off.
I'm sorry, brother. No.
So they were driving up from Tampa to Charleston, which is like an 8 or 9 hour drive, and Joey wanted something to listen to. So CJ gave him a cassette tape with a bunch of our demos on it. And he listened to it non-fucking-stop the whole way there.
Wow.
And, we were so excited. It was the first show we were going to play with the Ramones. We got together the night before to hang out, and Lee Rocker from Stray Cats was playing. I knew the Ramones were coming in late that night, so we were going to try to go see you at the hotel. And long story short, we just, Joey loved the band. And we did the tour, hung out every day, became best friends, and he ended up managing the band and, became best friends. It was the greatest. So.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what that was like for you guys, like that must have been the fucking coolest thing ever.
There's no comparison.
Yeah, it's like a fucking fairy tale. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It just really is. Such a down-to-earth cool guy, and just a music lover,
I've
no fucking, no ego whatsoever.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say a bad thing about any of the Ramones, but especially Joey. Like I've never heard any. Like I don't think it's possible from the stuff I've heard.
Yeah.
No, he was the greatest, definitely by far.
Yeah, it's too bad, but that's a really cool thing with the the benefit going on the 19th. So if anyone is in New York hearing this, definitely go check that out. Tuesday, May 19th it's going to be at the studio at Webster Hall with CJ Ramone, Barbed Wire Dolls, and looks like a couple other bands will be on the bill as well.
It's giant show.
Yes. Yeah.
It'll be a blast. I'll be at the bar after we get done playing.
I'll be watching merch.
Yeah, look at the slush puppy by the bar.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And Vagina Dog's continuing to go on, but we'll skip out on that.
Oh boy,
it's double
distracting. Monster.
It's double distracting for me because it's very similar to one of my less flattering nicknames. So like a Pavlovian dog, I look up every single time it comes up. Like, are they talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I could be Vagina Dog someday.
So one thing, Val, I wanted to talk to you about. You guys obviously came up in Canada. Like, what's the scene like up there when you guys, whether now or when you guys were starting?
In the frozen north.
Yeah.
We
just started getting nice weather.
We leave our igloo.
I don't know. I find it something that touring the States, it's something that a lot of people down there are really interested in hearing about. The scene, I find, is just like anywhere else. You play shows and people come out for the most part. Some don't. There's lots of great bands. It's hit or miss during the week. There's usually in Toronto especially, there's shows every night of the week in any given venue. My favorite places to play, though, are actually smaller venues just outside of cities. You get lots of people that come out there. Like I said, lots of amazing bands up here, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, we have some friends up in the Toronto area, and it sounds like it's a pretty cool scene up there. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not here, so it's very nice that you're coming to play here.
Yeah, well, we love playing. We love playing in the United States. We started playing down there 2 years ago now, and we just keep going back because everyone's so great. The venues are awesome for the most part.
Yes.
The bands are. It's amazing how many great bands we've been able to play with and share the stage with.
Yeah, that's great. It's cool when you can do that, and obviously you guys are living the dream, so to speak. One thing I want to ask Evil is, how have things changed? I mean, obviously you guys have been doing this for a while, so how has the music industry changed in the last few years? Obviously with the advent of the internet and with music so readily available, whether people can just download it, whether they pay for it or not, they can acquire it via online. You don't have to go to the record store anymore. So I'm just wondering, sort of, what's your take on the music scene and how it's changed over the years? Has it changed for the better, for the worse? What's your take on that?
It's crazy, man. I was just talking to Willie B, my partner in Independents. We got like fucking 8,000 downloads yesterday.
Yeah.
We got basically $6.37
Oh shit!
For that many streams.
Yeah.
We put a record out. We usually sell about 10,000 records off the bat, and that was a big chunk of change. Now it's dropped, and it's just people downloading and streaming, and it's great because it gets your music out there.
Sure.
But you lose a lot of income when you're the big.
Right.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So you really. Now you're depending on your merch sales, your T-shirts, your stickers, your buttons, and that kind of stuff at the shows, and you get to come to the shows.
Right.
So.
And there's a generation of kids coming up that don't even know that that's not what to do, right? Like, that's the worst part. Like,
I don't think they're don't know any better, I guess.
Right. A kid walked up to me, elated, a few months ago, and said, "Hey, man, I just torrented your record." Like, what do
I've had that happen, and they say it with a fucking smile.
Right, yeah. Like,
They ripped you off.
Yeah, I didn't know to say thank you or, like, give me $5, asshole. Like, I didn't know, like, what to do. Like, meanwhile, I'm, like, looking, like, I know I have another dime, and double gulps are only $1.19. Like,
should have pounded the kid.
If that fucking asshole paid for the record, I could have bought 4 double gulps.
Should have smacked that kid around.
Well, he was 12, so he was much bigger than me.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and we have this discussion about all forms of media, whether it be film, music, even comic books. Nowadays you can download them on your tablet or your iPad or whatever. And
independent wrestling, like any like pretty much any art form that I love, at the
movies, everything,
right?
Yeah,
at the level that I love it the most, like a quadrillion downloads of Avengers: Age of Ultron probably isn't going to slow down Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
But that's the interesting thing, is just to see how it sort of impacts, because the Deadites, we may sell a CD here or there, but it's not the same. Where you guys
I threw one into a backseat of a moving car with a bullet. Does that count?
Yeah, you guys are trying to make a living off of this, and it's great to have the music out there. That's great. You want people to hear your music, but you also want to continue to be able to do it, right? And
yeah, of course.
Yeah, and it's hard when you're not getting paid to do that, and you're putting in so much time and effort into doing it. Like, that's the thing that I sort of want to get out there is, and I'm not wanting you guys to beg people to buy your albums or anything like that, but like, I want people to know how it impacts people who do this for a living, and this is, you guys want to live off of your art, and that's sort of the dream here. And it does suck when that happens, when you guys were, maybe back in the 90s. I don't know if you guys were, it sounds like you were probably making more money selling your records that way. And nowadays, you do have 8,000 downloads and you get like chump change,
Where frustratingly, you may have more of a, theoretically anyway, you have more of a potential audience because it's, available. But if more people are paying for less stuff.
It's minimal output for maximum
the streaming
effort.
was really doing the streaming,
right?
Like the sites like Spotify and stuff like that. We pay $9. You just stream the shit out of everything you think of.
Right.
Like I said, it's great for fans of music who want to hear stuff who can't afford a lot.
And
the bottom line, at the end of the day, for bands like us and Black Cat Attack, if we didn't really truly love what we do, we wouldn't be doing it.
Sure.
It's just the money is important to stay alive and all that kind of stuff. But shit, I mean, I'll go flip burgers and still tour if I have to.
Right.
You know, it's just how it is. You know, I love touring. So.
It's that weird, like, on one thing it puts a band like a Black Cat Attack, right, that is fairly, you know, young in its career. It puts them on a level with any punk band in the world, because like as long as your internet presence is strong, that's great. But for a band like Black Cat Attack or a band like the Independents, there's no such thing as a lost lead product. So, you know, the fact that these institutions that are now so part of music are just essentially like, you know, giving it away. I feel like it's rotten for the music industry. And I haven't, you know, I guess I haven't met too many people that disagree. Like, and I get frustrated, and I'm sure maybe you guys do too, because you guys are out there fighting the fight, for lack of a better way to put it. Like, you know, like making music for the love of music, but still, you know, doing it to sustain itself. Like, I hate when people say that, you know, there has to be like a change in the paradigm shift in the way that bands like make money and stuff like that, because if they wanted to make money a different way, they would go be accountants, or they would go do like something else. Like, you know, it's like we want to make money doing music, and it's so frustrating for me.
Well, one thing with us, we still do like 180, 200 shows a year. We've been doing that now for 23 years.
Wow.
I love
and
that.
we basically, we learned from Joey, you know.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Ramones. It's like, you know, their record company wasn't giving them shit.
Right.
They weren't selling that many records, but they were out there touring, and they did all the merchandise themselves. Like, we do everything ourselves. Stickers, buttons, patches, screen printed T-shirts, everything. And that's how we make our living, you know, at the end of the day. For any bands out there who are listening who want to know how to make a living, do your own fucking merchandise. You know?
That is pretty much how we make most of our money, is through merch sales at shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there you go. If you guys go check out this tour, you know, buy a shirt, buy some stickers, buy buttons, whatever. Just help them out, because once again, they're not really making money with selling their music. Like,
and no one is. That's
Yeah.
not a front on it, and you know, no one is. Like,
Yeah.
they're making. I mean,
buy the records too.
Yeah, that's
Well, of course,
Yeah, that's you know,
because we paid to print those fuckers ourselves as
Right.
well.
How do you guys feel like? What do you guys think? Maybe, you know, now you guys are from a very different genre than that we come to. We have some very similar influences and some very similar aesthetics. But what do you guys think the direction that physical media is going? Because strangely, in electronic music, it's going like backwards. Like for us, like people are crazy for vinyl, and some people are crazy for cassettes. Like, you know, is it similar in the, you know, in the worlds that you guys travel in, or is it like what?
Vinyl's huge.
Yeah.
Vinyl's huge right now. Yeah, definitely by far, especially limited edition vinyl of different things. Cassettes, I got a bunch in my storage room I need to go get out. People are buying them.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing. Like that like blew me away. Like even like maybe like 4 years ago, like making a joke about vinyl, like, oh, we'll put it on a record, you know. But now, like, acts that we play with are like, I just sold like 400 cassettes today.
Holy
and I'm
shit.
like, I don't even know what that fucking means. Like, like mixtapes that you make girls? Like, what are you selling cassettes for?
Well, some friends of ours just released a record a couple days ago, and at the show they only had it on vinyl and cassette. And then when you purchased the vinyl or the cassette, it came with download codes so you could have it on your computer or your phone.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So the only problem is that to print vinyl, we haven't found a place that is reasonably enough priced for us.
Yeah.
So it's the problem with vinyl is it's super huge right now, but it's also it's hard to get it set up.
Right. The industry jumped on it fast, so there's
only a couple of plants, and everyone has a long wait.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it is interesting to see how, you know, I think most of us are of the age right now where we've sort of lived through a few generations and have seen stuff come back into, you know, being, like vinyl, and now cassettes are sort of coming back as like a thing. And
Right.
to me, I still don't understand the cassettes necessarily. I understand vinyl, but I guess I don't understand cassettes as much. But
What are they playing them on? Like
My van.
I no exaggeration. I unearthed a cassette player, like a dual cassette player, in the basement of a Masonic lodge near my house yesterday. It's probably been there since George Washington put in his favorite jams.
The fucking Guys of the Galaxy soundtrack, Awesome Mix, was like for $15 in the store. Well, you could go, if you don't have those songs already, you could buy them for $1 each on one of these, sites.
Oh, Disney, you're clever.
$15 for a fucking cassette.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like Record Town all over again.
Yeah. Strawberries.
That's why, not that I'm any better. I'm saying, like, don't download music. Like, I remember, like, walking out of fucking, like, Record Town with my Oshkosh bagoshes, like, full of, like, cassettes.
Oshkosh bagosh.
I just fucking rattling like I was Jacob Marley, like, out of the store, hoping that sensor thing didn't go off.
Oh, man.
But at least that, at least that took skill, whippersnappers. Like, I had to dodge mall security.
Whippersnappers.
I had to fucking fight the urge to stop at, like, the fucking
Orange Julius.
Ubon Pan. Like, it was tough. Like, I wasn't doing that in my underwear at home.
It's funny. We have our buddy Belial Lovett, who also is a musician. He's in a band called Genki Panic.
That would be a phenomenal bill. The Independents, Black Cat Attack, the Evil Streaks, and Genki Panic.
Yeah.
Somebody, if anyone knows anybody in the promotion company Dynamira,
get on that.
I'm not going to tell you who's involved. It's definitely not Dynamo Mars and Myra. But try to make that happen at some point.
Let me go ahead and read Belial's point. He says, I blame the rise of cassettes and records on smug hipsters. Just buying them to brag about how ironic, quirky they are on their Instagram page.
Yeah. Now, if that's true, though, like are these, like, now granted, I'm well aware that vinyl is not, like, a viable thing for, like, everybody, and cassettes is,
sure,
kind of a weird Wild West, like, investment to try to bring out into the world, I would think, but, like these fads, is that what it's going to be now? Or do you guys think, like, a key to survival as an independent touring band is to stay up on these fads, like to stay up ahead on what you need to bring, like, on this tour? Is there anything that you are bringing out on the road with you this time, or plan on bringing next time that isn't something that you would have even thought of, like, last time around?
If it's something that I like, or really into, maybe, but if it's something we don't give a shit about, no, I'm not going to do it just to make a buck off something I don't care about.
Thank you.
I know we would love to get some vinyl pressed, but it's just not in the cards for us. It's too expensive when we could print 200 CDs,
Right.
which people still ask for, or we could print 20 vinyls for the same price. It's just not logical.
Right.
It's not necessary either. You get our music. Who cares what format it's on?
Plus, it's got to be tough to move, right? Like, that's like going back to like all of our merch now fits in one, like, giant
One
Tupperware
tub,
container. Like, I can't even fucking imagine, like, having the giant, like, milk crate of cassettes again, or like whatever else.
I couldn't imagine touring in the summer with a bunch of vinyl in the van.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You got to carry the hotel room. I mean, we carry vinyl. We've always done a limited vinyl, everything we've done, like picture discs and stuff like that. Growing up in the '80s, that was like something I was always into, and it sounds good.
Right.
It sounds better than a lot of stuff. But
That's
it's a pain in the ass in the summertime, like you said. You got to carry the hotel room every night, make sure it's cool.
Yeah. Especially like down where I believe you're coming from, Evil. It's
the
it
swamps
gets
of
fucking
hell.
hot, right?
Swamps of hell.
I've only ever been down that way once, and the first time I saw a sign
That was enough.
it was the first time I saw a sign about not feeding things that should be feeding on me was like the last time I ever went down there. Like, it's a fucking strip mall and it says don't feed the alligators. I'm like, thank you very fucking much. I will see you in Massachusetts. There was a gardener snake on my deck and I screamed like a 14-year-old. Fucking Myrtle Beach. I can go get date raped anywhere.
The other thing that I wanted to bring up too is when you see a lot of these big national touring acts, I'm thinking like the stadium size bands, and now they're charging like upwards of $80 to like $150 for tickets. Like I just can't. Me as a consumer, I have a lit. Like $50 is sort of the cutoff for me, and if even then, like 50 is a lot of money to pay to see a band. And, for people who aren't made of money and have a ton of expendable income, that's a lot of money to pay to go see a show. And so for you guys, obviously in playing clubs like this, I mean, you can't charge those exorbitant fees, so that's something.
Well, it's a ripoff.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
a fucking ripoff, totally. And like you go into those kind of shows and the t-shirts are going to be $50.
Right.
Too,
yeah.
Because that place is going to take their 20%, blah, blah, blah. That's just stupid. That's just, especially with the economy as it is now, people don't need ripped off, bottom line. So.
Yeah.
I think it was Queens of the Stone Age came up here and played the Air Canada Center, and I think their tickets were something like $250.
Holy shit.
And that's a band I'd actually like to see, but I can't afford an entire paycheck to go see a fucking band.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
They need a fucking show. I mean, like Kiss or something where you're paying for their gas and their fucking pyro shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy. The $50 or $200 for a band that doesn't even fucking have any crazy stage show. It's not even a fucking, it's just them playing on stage. It's stupid.
Yeah, it is insane. And I mean...
But the flip side of that is I've certainly never paid that much for Alice, and I've seen Alice Cooper like maybe a quadrillion times. So,
I would love to see Alice Cooper.
Oh, he's so good.
Well, he's awesome. He's still fucking awesome.
Yeah, you're paying for the strange mythical stone that he keeps in his dressing room that keeps him like able to still perform at 500 years old, though. Like that dude looks the fucking same. I went and saw them this summer, and he fucking tore up the whole stage. 10 minutes later, Vince Neil came out 20 minutes later, you needed a respirator. Take a ride on the wild side. But fucking Alice is fighting a giant Cyclops and still singing "Welcome to My Nightmare." He has his head cut off and still playing. Still
I
real.
was lucky enough to meet Alice Cooper one time, and
really,
actually, Joey Ramone introduced me to him, and we were talking. It wasn't even fucking 5 minutes. He hits me in the belly. He's like, "You need to start jogging. When do you start jogging?" So here's my fucking hard rock hero, and he's already calling me fat and telling me to start jogging. Great.
That must be amazing. So I think we've kept you guys about an hour now, and so I think we're gonna start to wind up. But before we do head out, I want you both to I'll give you a second to think about it. I want to find out what your favorite horror movie is, and also I want everyone out there to go check out the Independents and Black Cat Attack, because not only do you guys write incredible music, but you're incredibly down to earth, really cool people. And that's one of the things, we appreciate Myra helping us to get this set up. And it was really cool just to have both you guys on, just shoot the shit, just talk about the things that we
Thanks for having us,
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. And we're definitely going to try. We're going to see if we can move our show on that Wednesday.
Who could possibly stop us? We always say that. We're going to try to move our show. The people that are somewhere else in the apartment are like, nope.
Well,
we have Jesus on that day.
Well, the people who work, at night sometimes.
That's true.
So just make sure everyone's available. But if so, we definitely would definitely come down to that show. We'd love to hang out with you guys. It'd be awesome.
Yeah,
It'd be great to see you guys there.
Yeah, for sure. So before we head out, I want you guys to talk about your. You can pick one or name a couple. I want to hear what some of your favorite horror movies are, and also if you guys have any final things you want to say out there to our listeners, whether it's how to find your music again online or anything like that. Feel free to use this platform. I'll let you go first, Val.
Favorite movies? I've got a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Horror Hotel is one of my all-time favorites. And I actually am obsessed with the Twice Told Tales that Vincent Price did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, those are my favorites. I love those. I can watch those over and over and over again. And then, your demonic possession movies. I love the Poltergeist, too. And a lot of the 80s slashers, Halloween, The Prowler. Oh, love those movies.
That was a good one.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely good choices. And how about you, Evil?
Favorite one of all time is the Wolfman, the original Universal.
Oh, yeah, now you're talking.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up, on Saturday nights, 11:30 after the news. Ashley Gashley, the local horror host, would come out, and that was one of the very first ones that I saw hiding behind my hands.
Amazing.
And just love it. I mean, that's all the old Universal, of course, but the Wolfman, my all-time favorite for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely a classic for sure.
I love it. I love all that stuff.
I'm a hairy bastard, so I can relate.
I never made that correlation, but I too am a hairy bastard.
There you go.
Not on top of my head, mind you.
Mine's on my back and ass. So.
Yeah, mine too. My hairline starts much like Rich Lauren of the Pathetics. My hairline starts around my shoulder blades.
Oh, it's before I let you guys go, Belial Lovett, who's hanging out in the chat room, says he said we actually played with the Independents in Chattanooga back in 2008.
No shit, awesome.
He says my Independents Vampira shirt finally disintegrated a few months back.
Oh, wow.
That's too bad.
You can always order that again from William Depp at AOL.com.
What did he do to make that happen?
What's old is new again.
There you go, Belial.
Our guitar player, the guitar player Will and I are the band, and Will handles all the merchandise. He screen prints every T-shirt himself. So he's got every screen from the very first one to the last one. So anybody who wants stuff.
Awesome.
If somebody writes and just says, hey, man, like he just said, 2008, he got the shirt, which is awesome. I appreciate him doing that.
Yep.
And just, if he needs a shirt, you can write Will. Will just make it for him,
Yes.
$15, of course, shipping and handling.
Sure.
$5,
but hey,
that's
but
amazing.
He'll do the shirt. I mean, he'll do that for people. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's great.
That's a really
These
great
are my
idea.
greatest time.
Yeah, that's really cool. So everyone out there, go check out the Independents and Black Cat Attack if they come to your city, and also go out there and just buy their music because they deserve your support. They're awesome and they write great music. So go check it out.
If you are in Worcester, this one came together because you guys were coming through anyway, but Myra and I are trying to do cool stuff in Worcester. Everybody says nothing ever awesome happens here. Nothing ever awesome happens here. And now there's with these guys coming through and Myra and I hitting up Ralph's, like there's a phenomenal show coming through. So represent or shut your mouth because we're not going to be able to do it forever.
Yeah, exactly.
She's already fucking sick of me, so this might be the last show anyway.
So, all right, I want to thank you guys both for coming and hanging out with us. It was a blast.
Thank you so much.
It was awesome. Anytime, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
I'd like
thank
to
you
say
all.
hi
Thanks,
to
Myra,
Myra.
for setting it up. So.
Yeah, absolutely. What was that, Val?
Oh, I just want to say hi to Myra. I'm going to see you soon.
It'll be a big love fest. It'll be awesome. So,
Oh, you know it.
awesome. Thank you guys so much, and we'll definitely catch up with you guys down the road. Maybe when you guys do get that new material, we'll hook up again, and or when you guys are back in town or something like that.
Sounds good.
All right, Evil and Val, you guys take care. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so much.
All right,
take care.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The streak's alive.
The evil streak is alive.
Yeah.
Ooh. Those
They were cool.
Those guys are fucking cool.
Yeah, we've
for
never
sure.
had a bad interview subject. Bad interviewees, but
yeah, the interviewers that's debatable whether they're
I
good
can
or not,
always
but-
tell when they're awesome too because I feel like, oh shit, I'm talking too much, but it's like, no, we're having like a fucking conversation.
Right,
You know, like it's so good. They were so cool, and for me, I was a little nervous because that's a band that has been around for me forever and has been like kind of a, the Fancy Sauce covered.
Yeah.
Some independent songs. So,
That's right.
It's just a matter of like if Evil was a mean man, like that would have broke my heart. So I'm very excited that he was awesome.
Myra's in the chat room says, "I knew you would hit it off. You're all great people, minus Vagina Dog."
Yes.
And then she says, "Hey, see you soon. Love you guys." So I think that was to Evil and Val. So,
I love that she waited till they left to tell us you're all great people except for the Trick or Treat Radio guys.
well, she said it when they were still here, but
Yeah.
we were saying bye, so I didn't get a chance to read it. We have guest 13, Vagina
Nice.
Dog.
Wow, it's a lot of new.
Guess 13, must show up that must be their name. Like I feel like they show up a lot.
Well, yeah, it's like I'm sure Vagina Dog's a name, not his Christian name. But,
I don't know. I now pronounce you man and vagina dog. or woman in
guest,
vagina dog.
guest
Like,
in vagina
That's
dog.
a weird cartoon on Nickelodeon. I'm not cat dog out the box.
Cat dog and vagina dog.
he hangs out with his friend who's a French fry frog. Everybody look out, it's vagina dog.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know that would be like, I'm not gonna walk through Old Navy and see, Mom, I want the new vagina dog shirt. No, you're gonna get SpongeBob.
That'd be a weird birthday party at the bowling alley.
Can I please bring
the bowling alley?
Mommy, I want a scratch and sniff vagina dog tablecloth.
No, you don't. So does Daddy.
Oh no!
That'd be weird.
I'm so glad that we mostly behaved while they were there. But like, that's great insight that these guys gave. Like, you hear us bitching and moaning all the time about like that it's hard to, make money doing it, and these are bands that are actually, doing it enough that they can support to keep going out and make it worth it and lucrative enough to still go out. But like, for me, there was no difference. In 1993, in 1994, I think, when I found that Misfits of Ska compilation, like, there wasn't like the internet to kind of give like that, that pecking order. So the Independents to me were fucking rock stars.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They were playing, I just assumed that I kept seeing the Ramones at Rocky Point Palladium because that's where they wanted to play, because it was cool. I didn't know that they weren't, and huge stadium tours and other places and whatever else. It's so hard to go out there and do it. The whole industry is shifting in a way that it's like, it's awesome as a fan, but it's tough as a music maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would actually. We'll look into seeing if we can move that Wednesday show in 2 weeks, because I think that would be really awesome to go.
Yeah, that'd be
check
cool.
those guys out. So
Yeah, it would be fun, and
Kind of have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right down the road, So
Yeah.
That's a long drive.
I had planned on, even if we can't have it like coming in late or whatever, because I think that I'm not sure how this works, but theoretically, when you are involved in booking a show, you should probably be there.
What time? What if we could do earlier?
Well, I don't know how early we could be. Who knows? Well, we got time. We don't have to figure it out now. It's bad enough they had to listen to us pick a fucking movie. I don't want anybody to know that we can't do it at that time because you got to comb your hair or whatever.
Yeah, no, I'll bring my comb. They got a bathroom in the back. That fucking torrent story is funny though.
No, it's not funny.
No, it's not funny.
I was so fucking mad.
No,
I could tell you.
Too.
You know where I work, right?
Yeah.
I was right. Wolfie will know because he picks me up there. I was right by the pillar that if you're in front of it, you can't see that my arcade is even there. So like I'm like walking and like the kid was fucking like he wanted me to like give him a big lift off the ground hug.
Yo, I just stole your shit.
Yeah.
Daps.
I wanted to give him a big fucking Magnum PI, like Magnum TA, like belly to belly suplex right on the cement.
You want to take him in the water and hold him like Magnum PI.
Yeah. Take him to the water and have fucking TC let the dogs out. Higgins. Higgins, let the dogs out. Let the Dobie pinches out.
Jesus.
Yeah. I could have talked to both of them forever. Like, I don't like it when someone does something that I do better than I do it, which is everyone, but different. Like, I'm so interested in that writing technique,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And the fact that though, even though Raven Shadow was immune to our facetiousness that when the bass player was singing that it was a girl, like
What?
the fact that there's two vocalists there is like, like I'm just into that. Like, and I'm so glad that she so graciously, you know what I mean? Because like, that's a really music nerdy question that I asked, and we're just gushing now. I think it's feedback or something happens now. What segment is this?
Feedback. We're gonna go to feedback. So let me see what we have. We have a couple voicemails.
Oh.
Let me go ahead and play this one first. Let me get to the SpeakPipe app. Actually, we got 3 voicemails. We have one from Dynamo a no boo boo poo poo.
It's not me.
Are you sure?
50% sure.
All right, let's see.
How are you doing, guys? You know, there's a time in life when you're all out of marbles and you're at the end of the road and you got nowhere to go. Where do you start? Well, I got a solution for that, guys. You ready?
Kind of.
Here we go. There's a time for love and a time for living. You take a chance and face the wind. Open road and a road that's hidden. A brand new life around the bend. There were times I lost a dream or two. Found a trail, and at the end was you. There's a path you take and a path untaken. The choice is up to you.
I love
my
how
friend.
the second verse of the song is
Nights
just a
are long,
reiteration
but
of the
you
first
might awake
verse.
to a brand new life, brand new life, brand new life around the bend. Monster Zero.
What show is that, Michael Raven Show?
Yeah, I don't know.
Silver Spoons?
No.
No.
Ricky Schroeder's Mom's Vagina.
Oh, I fucking know the show.
Is it?
Brand new life,
It's not the Hogans. It's not Perfect Strangers.
It's not Perfect Strangers.
Into the mic.
I'm fucking trying. What is it?
I asked you.
Yeah, he's asking you.
Ah, shit. It's fucking one of them. It ain't Different Strokes. Because that's a Different Strokes in the title.
That's a trick my special lady friend plays sometimes, where she'll like look at me slyly, like, you don't know what this is. And I'll like get to the point where I really don't know, but she doesn't know either.
All right, well, you think about it. I'm going to play the next voicemail. This is from our boy Alexander from Haunting TV.
Oh, get a gander.
Hey guys, it's Alexander from Haunting TV. I just want to say that Jeanette and I had a blast at your show on Saturday. It was so much fun. All the bands were so great.
Yeah.
Telelectrics was amazing. Agents of Chaos were great as always. The new band Nocturnal Creatures was fantastic. Definitely out of left field. Really great show. Really glad we were there. Hope you guys enjoyed what we recorded for you guys, because it was an amazing set. Great energy, even though some of you guys weren't there. It was still awesome. For some reason, I actually felt like it was better than last show. Just the energy seemed better, but the Halloween show. So I actually liked the show a lot better than the Halloween show. But it's just whatever, there was something about it. It was very magical. It was just all the special guests coming on and how everything came together. It was absolutely fantastic. Congratulations on a great show, guys, and thank you so much for constantly hawking our stuff all the time. We love you guys, and thank you so much for everything. Talk to you later. Bye.
I love those guys.
Yeah. You know, you could probably technically pick apart some of those shows, and we definitely had some shit that went down that wasn't the way we wanted it to go, from costumes not working to like whatever else. But like, I will say this, and in a way more positive way than some of, causing riots or whatever else. If you were at that show, you will never see that particular show again. Like, I felt like that was a really special show. And I felt like every time we kind of got a little down and old, we fed off it. Like, I was watching Round Trip Jones, and I felt like you just kind of see his energy cycle through. And then, like, another song would start. And it would be go again. It would be go. Like, Tiny, did definitely stop the tune a lot. But, like, those are the things that are awesome. Like, I love the Dynamo Ethan McGloofabit stage banter that I'm not even sure if the people on the crowd can hear, I chipped a tooth. Like, Oracle showed up even though she wasn't fucking coming.
Oh my God! I was going up for a butt and I saw her coming in. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like and that wasn't planned.
No.
That wasn't a thing. I knew Oracle was there when Round Trip Jones, maybe Ethan McGloofabits, whoever was second, opened the door.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'd know that ass anyway. So, like,
you had to go there. It was going so good.
Well, it's true.
Round Trip Jones ass?
Yeah. I know that ass too. But because Oracle is usually, introduced right before us, so it's right at me level. But yeah, and she came up and fucking destroyed it.
Oh.
So we told you weren't gonna get Oracle, but you fucking got it. And it wasn't even like people were telling me like, oh, nice plan to do that song that. Yeah. But it wasn't like that. Tiny and I were just trying to put together, we call it the ambush part of the set, that normally we like the set to ebb and flow.
Yeah.
But we wanted to do like 7 songs or so in the middle of the set that were just going to fucking punch you in the face. Songs we hadn't played in a while. Songs that were really relentless. you know, and just on paper, I Fear You seemed like a really good idea, except for the fact that as soon as it started, I realized we hadn't played it in a long time.
Yeah.
It's like that first verse of Covered in Blood. Like, I don't know it because I never sing it. So, like, you know, she just fucking came out of the fucking fog and sang and killed it. You know, and Myra, if she's still there, you, little lady, destroyed it.
Yeah.
And Nikki Luparelli, like, everyone fucking killed it. It was great, except for Tiny not giving her a chance to get on stage.
The Psycho Patrick.
Rupert Fruggles in the crowd hits the stage.
I thought it was Joey Tron at first.
Yep,
but
hits the stage, and that's something that me and one of those clones used to do years ago. Yeah. And that was the part, I'll be honest, it's not just because I love that guy. That might have been, Oracle was super special, but like, I kind of felt like I had big brass balls when I called him up on stage, because we haven't done that in maybe 10 years. And I could be wrong. And there's a part of that is call and return. And maybe I'll be wrong once I watch the video, but I don't think we missed a lot of steps from when we did it back in the day, you know, and it was fucking awesome. Like, you know, again, me and Miss M, like, you, by the way, you'll get to see all my thoughts of this on, tomorrow or Wednesday's post on Transmissions from Mars. I've got a full write-up of the show and my thoughts of it from, the you know, a different kind of critique than you'd get from another critic, because they're us. But I feel like for every failure, like, we almost got the Night to Me to work this time with the reworking, but, like, still we forgot lyrics and messed things up. There was something fucking phenomenal that happened. For every time I never went back on stage and sang my part of Underground Sky, and Miss M had to make up words, something fucking special and phenomenal happened, you know, and it was just like, I'm so glad that we, you know, there was a half thought about shit canning videotaping the show and recording the show, because it just wasn't going to be, you know what I mean? Like, without Oracle singing the song that we're kind of focusing on, like, that's the end of the party, right? But, like, I'm so glad that we did it. Everybody's so awesome. And I looked up at one point and I saw Round Trip Jones and I saw Tiny White and I saw Donna Matrix, and I saw how, like, despite the fact that things didn't go exactly the way he wanted to, how happy 12 Gauge was to break the wall and be there. And, you know, Ethan McGloofabit's behind me, and, like, that's my fucking family. Like, and that felt so good for us to, like, have other members of our family come up and be part of the show. It just felt so fucking great. And look over, and there's Jeanette, a new member of our family, filming. And it was just fucking phenomenal.
Mara in chat room says the whole show was so much fun.
I don't know how many people weren't there because of the fog, so if the room was empty, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I did my best. I'm sorry I got fat. I will slim down.
And by the way, guest in the chat room says family ties.
I wonder if guest is Todd Tatro.
And Vagina Dog says, down and old, the story of Dynamo's member.
My God, Vagina.
Is that Scorpion Cock? What was that?
Yeah, Scorpion Cock was a bad man.
I wonder if that's Vagina Dog.
I wonder if Scorpion Cock and Vagina Dog.
You almost.
Well, I fucked it up because I was called Vagina Mo multiple times in a small amount of time when I was about an hour and 15 minutes late for my Outside the Cinema appearance today. It's very bad. So naturally,
that was spur of the moment, right?
Yeah, but still, I should know a show that I listen to all the time and have been on probably half dozen times. Starts at 6 and not 7. Yeah. When I fucking strolled in, like, fucking comb his hair shadow here. like late. Like, hey, guys. Why are you reviewing the last movie first?
I have to say, I listened to. I was in the car a lot today. I listened to 2 episodes of OTC. I was a little bit behind. I listened to the one with Dave, who's one of their listeners. Who I thought he was awesome. They did. What did he do? I can't remember. Girl 27 and Nightbreed. I thought that was a great episode. And then also our boy Hank from the Dirty Jurors.
I listened to that one live in the car as best I could.
Yeah, it was, and Hank destroyed Bill by force in trivia again. Yes,
some more. I feel like Bill takes all the aggression of Hank destroying him every year in the trivia contest, and spreads it out on me over the course of the year.
Whoa! He spreads it out on you.
Man, you guys make everything bad.
We should send that to Reverend Scott.
Oh, he's already taken it.
I was so like aloof and a dick today while I was on that show that I'm sure he's got tons of fucking
Lots of
fuel
stuff,
for me. Yeah.
All right. So next piece of feedback we heard from. It looks like. Wait, is this who I think it is?
Who could it be?
Let me just play
now?
it. Yeah, it might help if I unmute that. Hold on one sec. Let's try that
I
again.
have the feeling it would be better if you didn't.
Good evening, Deadites.
Oh, damn it.
It's your old pal and expert on villainy, Dr. Joey Tron, here to weigh in on Avengers 2.
Spoiler alert.
I kind of have a
Tron.
feeling there's going to be a big love fest going on this week, so I wanted to offer a little bit of dissenting opinion.
Don't be a
I
villain.
really enjoyed the movie, but it was lacking a certain something. Now, I'm going to have to be a little spoilery, so
Stop it.
cue the spoiler music. You know, Patrick Bateman doesn't actually kill all those dudes. Or does he?
Oh, we get some Aphex Twin in the background.
The main issue with me wasn't anything Whedon did or didn't do with Black Widow or whatever the case may be. I had some issues with Ultron himself. I was so excited when he said something sarcastic to the effect of, "And here's where I tell you about my evil master plan," before flying away and not talking about his plan. I thought, great, we're getting something new. And with all of his talk about evolution, I thought, great, we're getting something new in movie comic book villainy. Nope. Why did he steal all the vibranium? To make a big asteroid out of a city and fly it up and destroy the world like the dinosaurs. I mean, there's a certain poetry to killing everyone the way that the dinosaurs were killed, but come on. It's a thwartable plan, like having your hero tied up above a pit of gators and slowly lowered down, only on a more global scale. It's old, and it's tired, and it's beatable. Ultron's consciousness was everywhere. Sure, Jarvis was blocking him from missile codes, but it couldn't block him from everything. I mean, he could have turned the world against the Avengers. Fox News turned this whole country against Barack Obama, and Ultron couldn't turn the world against the Avengers? Like days after Iron Man and the Hulk destroyed half of Midtown Manhattan? Come on. I've always been annoyed when my comics were just heroes smashing robots or beating up ninjas. It feels lazy. And this was just a rehash of the first fucking movie. A lot of punching, a lot of arrow shooting, a lot of really disposable villains being demolished. It wasn't anything special. I mean, evidently they did a lot of practicing with Captain America's shield, because that was a fun prop, but so much more could have been done. I've always felt Ultron was a mid-Carter, but I had faith that Whedon was going to elevate him to something greater. And he could have been a snarky, wisecracking Skynet. And instead, he was just another killer robot. With Spader's voice, which helps. So, Ultron really only did any damage to the team by hiring Scarlet Witch. She was the only one who did anything. He was easily vanquished, and brawls ensued. So, I guess we have to wait for Thanos for the Avengers to have a really good villain. So, all in all, it was a tepid treat. And, yeah, I guess that's about it. See you guys later, and your opinion is wrong.
He's actually wrong. Didn't he build the vibranium to be a bonding agent for the
for Vision?
For Vision. Steal the vibranium from Gollum.
Gollum, yes, it was Gollum. I don't want to get too into it. We have to actually end the episode pretty soon, but I agree to a point that I felt it, and the hype train sucks because sometimes when you get so hyped for something, it can definitely set your expectations a certain way. And I think I expected maybe a tiny bit more from Ultron. I liked the movie, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun. I don't know if I liked it as much as Avengers 1. I definitely did not like it as much as Guardians of the Galaxy or Winter Soldier. But it was a really fun comic book movie. And I do agree to a point with Tron about Raven Channel. he hasn't seen the movie yet, so he keeps avoiding the spoilers. He leaves the room. So I don't know. Trump brings up some decent points. I'm not gonna like nitpick like that because they had a story to tell and they told it. And that's just what they were gonna do with them. If they took Ultron in a different direction, and I don't know. It could have been a completely different story, and maybe they didn't want to go in that direction. But
well, there's some interesting stuff that I had heard rumors of beforehand, and is coming out more ahead of time. That the studio, the fear a lot of us had with the Edgar Wright Ant-Man debacle, seemed to have shit all over Whedon because he seemed like he was fighting for. They were trying to make people go see the next movie, the studio. And he was trying to make the best movie that he could. So
yeah, I think
like if you think of the thing that made the least sense in the movie, that was the studio's main edict that they wanted left in.
Well, and yeah. And so one of the things we've been applauding the Marvel Cinematic Universe and how they have this shared universe, but I also wonder if it's a bit of a crutch where basically the current movie is almost, it's supposed to be a great movie, but it's also supposed to what the fuck? I have this one website that like just fucking starts playing shit. What the fuck? All right, sorry about that. So I think the thing is it may be a bit of a crutch because you have to include all these other characters, further these major storylines. I'm not saying it's impossible, and I think that they did a good job of it. And in on the whole, I think they've done a really good job of it. But I don't know. I wonder if that's a bit of a pain in the ass to have to deal with.
Sure, it's the same. It's the same as in comics, right? Like when they were more tight on it. And I think that
sure.
I'm not saying that I ever want somebody's creativity staggered, but like if you're working in a thing, like. And I don't agree 100% with even like, but Ledger
you can come in.
Ledger made this argument about like the WWF style, like if you want to do that, I guess that's what you're going to do, is work that way. And hopefully it doesn't make staggering, it doesn't make creativity suffer. The good part is there's a lot of young directors coming in now that kind of don't know any different, like, so.
Yeah. So Raven Shadow, we were just talking about how, it's great. We've been applauding Marvel for having this shared universe between their TV, their film, and the Netflix series. But I wonder if it's a bit of a crutch, because everything has to be tied in together. And I understand Guardians of the Galaxy for the most part was sort of a standalone, but it was introducing some of these cosmic elements that I think we're going to see down the road.
Oh, so, yeah. I mean, Nova Corps, potentially Nova Corps.
But they were introducing a lot of that. So as we were watching it, it felt new and fresh because we were getting new threads, And of course, we had the Thanos stuff that was being continued, but that was a very small...
You're probably going to get a similar feeling from when Doctor Strange happens because it's going to be able to... that we have accepted over the years of comic fans. It's like... T-Dog, very early in like her, getting ready to, in her pro wrestling career, posed a question to Wolfie, who posed a question to me about basic pro wrestling mechanics.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to figure it out. But now in 2015, it doesn't have anything to do with what it originally was. It's just some shit that pro wrestlers do every single time somebody hits the ropes.
Right.
Here's a thought too. Take it back to some of that about Thor showing up. Is it as simple and complex as, yes, the Avengers are a team and they gather for their meetings and their cosmic battles? But think of it now. Think about everyone on the show. The three of us in this room, or Monster Zero, or Tiny. Tiny, who the fuck is he? But how many times have we called one another and someone's not answered their phone? You know what I mean? When everyone has their phone on them, whether they're either doing something
when
else.
We see you calling, we never answer.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what Tony Stark is still. Pick up. It's Tony.
Something amazing happened today. We were in a chat and Antichrist wasn't listening, and you know how you said there was like 700 things? I'm like, oh great, like Antichrist is not going to listen. Donna Matrix went, Antichrist, 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 literally until he picked up the text.
Yeah.
Like, but like, we also don't have like, I mean, granted, we have our phones with us all the time, but we also don't have a thing like, I guess we could make up a code, but we don't have a thing that it's like code red.
Right, but even that's like, oh, fuck, I'll call him later.
But I mean,
I'll see him
will
on
say-
Wednesday. I'll see him at the mansion.
Yeah.
You know.
But
like-
I will say that, like, for me, any terrible thing that I've ever had happen to me, Wolfie's been there in like a heartbeat, and Tiny's been there. So that's what makes it less believable for me. And if they're not there, I have this tremendous support system where you've come and helped me out. And, you know, Aries always is like pretty much lives at my house. But like, you know, and Patsy and like all the way down, I have this amazing support system, which makes me not. Like, which makes that less believable to me.
But then at some point,
because I'm just a fat Irish kid that needs a ride to the show.
But then at some point, like Stingray answers the call, and it's like, you know what? I'm good.
I'm
You
good.
know what? I'm fine, Stingray. I'm not fighting an aqua villain.
Aqua villain.
Imagine if they
good.
keep going down like the we'll call them B-list to a degree, but the street level heroes are on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if like you could go to like Cumberland Farms in the bin next to like the Puppet Master anthology and get like the Stingray movie on the $5.99 at Cumberland Farms. Humbug. Tonight on the movie Loft.
NFL Super Pro. That's a fuck. No, 3D man. I got it all set. I'll tackle Fin Fang Foom myself.
I love 3D man.
I know you do. Triathlon.
I love him. I love real 3D man.
And then you get like the
That
silver.
fucking gorilla that talks.
I still gotta say Pip the Troll's my boy.
Yeah, that motherfucker. Way to like, honey, it's Pip the Troll. And you know what his origin is? When you party with trolls and you go to sleep, you wake up and you become a troll. And you smoke cigars.
Where's Quasar in this bitch?
Quasar. I gotta.
Yeah, Quasar's gonna be like if you
It's gonna
send
be
in like box tops from like all your Avengers movies, you get Quasar.
You get a VHS recorder and a tape. Yeah, make your movie.
Make your
You
own
gotta-
damn fucking Quasar
You got one of those little read along like
Yeah.
45s. Ding.
Your tree in your backyard can be Epoch, or whatever the fuck that tree that lived in his closet was. How do you say it? Epoch? Epoch. Did he have a tree with a
Yeah.
face? And you know what?
No, the plant Epoch was the planet.
No.
Yeah.
No, that was not Mogo. What was in his closet?
I'm not sure. He's a troll.
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't think they have a sexual orientation.
Nah, then like it died and it gave birth.
This is Epoch.
No, that's not nothing I've ever seen before.
it's not. It's an earwig.
There's Epoch.
Yeah.
Right there?
Epoch and applesauce.
No, that's
no.
multiple ones. He's the second one in.
This one.
He'd be like, Quasar, you're doing everything wrong. Captain Marvel wouldn't do it like